Friends. Hello, and welcome to the 5 minute delayed video. I'm really sorry, I was having dessert and not realizing that time was passing. So, hi, hello, you're on my channel. I'm Joanna, and this is the 1.25K live show. I asked all of you what you wanted to see, and you wanted to see me hang out with these cool people. And so, here are these cool people. Introduce yourselves, and then we'll go from there.
Shall I go first? I'm Sophia from the channel Sophia's Thoughts. I read mostly fantasy, which is pretty much what everyone is going to say too. So.
Hi, I'm Abby from the channel Abby Salter. I feel like me and Joanna just went away to have food after talking this afternoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I read fantasy, I read sci-fi, I read romance, I read mostly fantasy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Klaus, and my channel is The Contradictorian. I have been on this channel multiple times, and I'm also reading fantasy and pretend to read hisfic, but I haven't read hisfic all year, so yeah.
Can you call yourself a reader anymore? A hisfic reader.
I'm me, and I read the Wikipedia descriptions of books and then pretend I've read them.
And you read that weird Bible, right? The Bible you mentioned on your channel, the weird one.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Not the actual Bible.
Yeah, I was going to say, the clarification was needed.
Have we got a stable internet connection today?
Yes, I'm not on a potato anymore, hopefully. We'll have to see.
I guess. Okay. I'm Grace, and yeah, literally, I also read mostly fantasy, like everyone has said. I do read some other genres, but I feel like in recent months, there have been so many fantasy books that I want to read that I've literally just been reading fantasy. But ideally, I also read like nonfiction, historical fiction, contemporary sometimes. So a little bit of other stuff too, but mostly fantasy.
Yeah, I'm Gregory. I don't read books. I'm known for not reading books, and I'm at the beach.
And we're all jealous.
Yes,
yeah, it looks
and I'm reading this book,
nice.
Which isn't a book. It has to be not a book now because I'm reading it, and I don't read books.
Was that the Ember Blade?
Yeah. Right?
Yes, it was. I don't know how this camera works or how
The September Blade, yeah.
Yeah.
The very, very big book.
Big book, yes.
I wonder what state it will be in after you've been to the beach, because
it's not good. Not in a good state.
Because I had a book with me, and it was a hardback book, and like the hardback, I don't know whether it was the sun cream or like the pool or the beach or whatever, sea air, and it was falling apart. And I was like, this is a hardback, and like the spine was like breaking as though it was a paperback.
I did take my Kindle on vacation for that reason. I was too scared to take any of my pretty books with me.
But it's fine because I just covered it up. I put the dust jacket back on and we're fine. You can't tell a thing.
That's why you take the dust jacket off to read a book, because then you put it back on and you pretend that nothing happened after, and it still looks pretty.
Yeah.
Whereas a paperback's just like dead.
Yeah, I took Wolfall with me to Croatia, and now it's just like dog hall or something. It looks terrible.
And thank you everyone who is joining us. And yes, today we're just here to have fun. We are known to be fun lovers and not fun haters.
Apart from Klaus.
Right? Yeah, apart from Klaus. Klaus is a fun hater, that we know. He's German.
That is correct.
What fun is. And Gregory, you just look like you're waiting for someone to put grapes in your mouth.
I know I'm gonna get trolled at some point. So I'm kind of like waiting on the edge of my seat. Yeah.
Aren't you perpetually being trolled at all times?
Yes, that's true. That's true. But I'm not usually being trolled on BookTube by the real world friends. It's usually the BookTube friends. Yeah, my Discord.
Yeah.
I really like the eclipse of the sun behind your head. It really, it's an image.
Into the
it's his halo.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, I am Jesus, actually. So it's fitting.
I think we'll call this the Bible stream, since we've talked about religious things.
I
Yes,
just
Ben has read a
can't
book about
imagine Jesus wearing those sunglasses though.
Yeah. Why
Oh,
not?
most people don't know this. Jesus was an avid sunglasses wearer.
I think he was sponsored by Ray-Ban, right?
Yes, yeah, it's
Probably.
true. True story.
Just. Oh, this is off to a good start. So, what are you guys all reading at the moment? I know this is not like a reading sprint, but I'm curious. I'd like to know what you guys are reading.
You know what I'm reading
Oh,
already. I'm
mine
reading
has a
Sugar
story
Magic.
to it, which is long.
What did you say, Ben?
Oh, I'm reading something that has a story to it, so I don't really. It's kind of boring to get into.
You're reading a story.
I am reading a story. Yes, yeah.
I read a story that has a story behind it. You're also reading a
Absolutely.
book with me, but
Oh yeah, that would have been an easier one to say.
we're reading an Autumn War right now.
Yay! I need to get to that.
It's so good.
I believe you.
Inserts GIF of Alan saying, "It's so good, guys."
So we have Klaus here. We always have Klaus here to make sure that we're reading those books.
Indeed.
And we know what Greg's reading because he's already showed it off.
Yeah.
Yes. My
I'm
first
reading-
book ever.
Your first ever book.
Ever, like in the history of ever.
Jesus
the
is
NF.
reading.
Yes.
I'm reading Dune.
Same.
Me too.
Oh.
And Ship of Magic.
When's the movie coming out?
October.
Oh, here it's next week.
Yeah, here too. On the 16th, I think so.
Yeah.
I thought it was October.
Yeah, we get mugged off here, Abby.
I didn't realize everyone else got it in September. I thought there was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have monarchy, so that's what you get for that.
I wonder what
Yeah,
Blame
Greg
the
Ender
Queen.
says you're incapable of reading.
Yes, that's true. True story. I'm learning. I'm learning.
That's good.
if it makes
I
you
thought
feel better.
21st of October.
Canada
Really?
doesn't get it
Yeah.
until October
Right.
22nd, so
Hell yeah, we beat Canada still.
I wasn't
Fine.
planning on seeing it though, so I don't care.
Okay. Andrew Wisley reads is saying October for the US.
But how is... Ooh.
Europe
Also,
is
the
special.
Now I need to
Europeans are
check.
getting it.
Yeah.
Europe
This
is
is
getting
it.
it first.
This is what Brexit did. We missed out on Dune by a month.
I think they've messed up. I think they mean in a month and a week.
No,
Wait.
I need to check, but
15th of September for me.
What? I mean, I wasn't planning on
said it
watching it
before
straight
the
away,
date.
but now I'm offended.
Just because you can't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, don't tell me what to do. Oh no, we lost Greg.
Oh, he disappeared.
He laid down and disappeared.
Some of your favorite people in class. I get you now.
she was supposed to take care of the children tonight, and instead she's watching BookTube. So irresponsible. Such a terrible mother. But whatever.
I mean, Europe getting it a month early. That's a bit.
That's a lot.
You're like
you are.
traumatized.
I just don't understand. I mean, I know that films release on different days, like so that's why you end up with like same with book releases. Like
Yeah, the same week.
in the
but
States
not-
they release them on a Tuesday, in the UK it's a Thursday. But like that's the same week. But like a
We're
month?
just in a different time zone, Abby. That's the way it works. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you just kick yourself out, Joanna?
Yeah, I threw away my gum.
Oh,
And I don't like I don't like seeing it in other people, so I don't like. No, Abby's like traumatized. Like what?
Just to be honest, I thought Dune was coming out in November for some reason. So anything sooner than that, it's like
Isn't that
Maybe
Wheel of
because
Time?
that's when Wheel of Time is coming out.
November 19th, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Greg, you look
Yep.
so chill.
Oh, I am.
I'm so jealous.
Someone came to me with a minor grievance about like something work related, and I did not care.
Greg
was
is
great.
doing so good.
Yes.
Are you sunburned already or working on it, Greg?
He obviously just doesn't want to
I
respond to
think he's
that.
frozen.
He's frozen. I froze him. I destroyed him. That's
I was like, have I frozen or has Greg frozen?
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, oh crap, it's me.
Yeah, because my internet was dodgy earlier. I think because Yakub was watching the football.
Yeah. Yeah, you froze at one point.
And it slowed everything down. Stupid football.
Agreed.
Oh, I know no one cares, but Peterborough lost 6-2 today, so I'm
Oh, no.
extremely sad.
Oh, sorry.
Tell me about your pain, Ben.
He does.
He does.
Could someone screen grab that?
It could be his new profile picture.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to become
Yeah.
useful.
I like it.
I feel tense waiting for him to come back.
I know, me too. Like, come on.
I think it's going to last 3 days until he comes back.
I thought you were going to tell us about your pain.
The
with
Jesus.
Peterborough.
Oh, my pain is eternal with Peterborough. There's no end to it.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to look at other sports fans' pain so that I don't think about my own.
That's fair.
It'll never be the same pain as Game of Thrones fans who watched season 8. So.
Oh, man.
And 7 and 6.
So I have that as well. So.
No, well, you're just living a lot. You're Fitz. Like, I'll call you Fitz from now on. Madam Fitz.
Well, somebody, it's actually really funny. I forget what they said now, but somebody insulted my favorite team by comparing them to like Fitz and how his life's depressing.
His life is
But I mean, at least he gets how many 9 books written about him? So, you know.
Yeah, but if my life were that depressing, I'd rather not have books written about me and not be that depressed. Because that poor kid.
I also like how niche.
He has a story worth telling. So maybe
this is
kind of like how the Leafs have a Amazon Prime series coming out on October 1st about last season, and they lost in the first round of the playoffs. So I'll be watching a show about how they lost.
Owen is back.
Look at him.
Big.
My phone keeps overheating, so I'm sorry.
Because you're so hot. Yeah, totally.
Andrew said you look like an Instagram post.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Maybe I'll take like a picture here with Ember Blade and become Insta famous on Bookstagram.
Yes.
That's how it works.
You look like you didn't know what any of those words meant. Like, as you said them.
I don't.
It's like hearing an alien try to speak human language.
Andrew,
How does tell if someone is an alien or not?
I think Andrew's trolling you.
I wish I had never heard of them.
Of whom?
Oh, I'm just like responding
Leafs.
to Andrew's comments in the chat. He's a Penguins fan, so he's had his day. They won 2 cups.
Yeah.
Oh dear, poor Australia.
Oh.
Oh my lord.
No.
Well,
What the heck? I suppose they're not really worried about spoilers.
Aren't they
given
supposed to
that
be in the
season.
future?
yeah,
Not in the
supposed to.
Yes, I understand this. There's a there's a radiator behind there, and originally we got new radiators put in, and it's thicker than the one before. So now
Wait, so you have, do you think like the radiator in the wood's a good idea?
well, the problem is that the room is not framed in the right way to move stuff around to have it in a good place. So that's pretty much where it's just going to stay. Originally, it was in like where I am now, but then when I started filming, I needed the space for me to sit in between. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting in front of a bookcase, and it'd be really awkward. So that's why it moved. But
You mean like every booktuber ever in front of?
Yeah,
you?
like
exactly.
sitting in front of a book.
well, no,
No
it's like-
way.
as in like it would have been really strange if like how I film it, if there was just blank space to the right of me and then a bookcase. When I could just move the bookcase, it would look weird.
Are you like not wearing pants?
I'm
Sorry.
wearing shorts. No,
I
I'm
don't
wearing
think
shorts.
he's even owns pants. So
I thought they were just your underwear. I was like, okay.
No. It's
What do you
Why
mean
not?
by pants? I'm told it has different meanings.
Yeah, they're. I'm wearing well, pants for us is like underwear.
Oh yeah.
I'm not broken.
Sure.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Also, my friends lost their umbrella. It like went flying across the beach, so that was why I was laughing. Very funny.
He's such a good friend. Incredible.
Yep.
Instead of helping them, he's like, ha, 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 I'll stay in the live show.
Yep. Exactly.
Thing is, though, when Greg's like seriously sunburnt later, and he'll be crying about not having an umbrella.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And there'll be the white space where his sunglasses were.
Yeah.
That happens to me always if I go
So-
to the beach.
Sunburn. I went to Greece last week. It was lovely. We went on this boat trip, and you're out all day in a boat. And I was like, all right, I've got to be really careful because hot sun. Got to stay got to like make sure I don't burn. And in and out of water as well. So there I was, like really making sure I was covered in the sun cream. I got back to the hotel and I was like, Abby, you did such a good job today. Look, you've got a few little patches where the lines are. I turned around and my boyfriend had done such a bad job with my back. My back was like this bright red thing, lobster tomato monstrosity.
Oh no.
And the thing is, you can actually see where he's like just gone like this. You can see the hand mark.
Are you that white?
I've been having those for 7 years straight, I think.
So there I was with this glowing back, and I literally just congratulated myself for how well I'd done at not burning. I was like, look at you, you've got like a nice little tan, you've got some lines. Oh, there's just a little tiny patch there.
To be fair though, you did do well.
You did.
I did well. Yeah. He didn't. And the thing is, he's got a darker skin tone because he's got Indian heritage, so he doesn't burn. He just like tans up even more, and I'm like,
That's me. I never watch out that much because I don't really burn. But then,
wow. But it has turned to tan now, so I have a very tanned back. It's a very, very tan like bit that you can't see of me.
And then you see like hands in the middle.
Yeah, you can literally see this bit where there's like paler because that's where it's very tanned went.
It's funny. Yeah, this is true. Like if you're burnt on any other place, it's fine, but your back is like. You're also Portuguese, Andrew, so that makes sense. Unless you're Sophia, who's white.
Yeah.
White Portuguese.
I got the Portuguese hair and the English skin.
Yeah. A good mix.
Yeah.
My sister got it the other way around.
I
suffered.
I don't know. I usually don't burn like too easily, but if you're in really strong sun, then I will. And there was one trip to Mexico where I think I was 16, and I ended up burning myself so badly on the first day that I was forced to just sleep entirely naked on top of the sheets and everything because like I couldn't like touch anything. Like nothing was allowed to touch my body.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, luckily this was okay. And I went and like, you just cover yourself in cream. You're like, all the creams.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you say, Yakub, I need you to give me some after sun on my back and do it properly this time?
Yeah. No. And so then he was really aggressive with it. He was like, and I was like, gentle. And he was going like rubbing it. I was like, no.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Please. It hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I'm like a phoenix. I burn all the time. It's terrible. Yeah.
But you rise from your ashes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Love that.
Yeah.
metaphor.
Do you know what we haven't done? Congratulations, Joanna.
Yay.
No,
Oh,
actually,
Congratulations.
we're 20 minutes in.
Yeah, why are we all here again?
No, just hang out as
I think
friends.
it's because Greg's reading his first book. I think that's what we're here
That's
to.
true, yeah.
Congratulations,
I
Greg.
don't think we can congratulate him until he's finished his first book, though.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah.
I'm
the end of
5
it.
pages in.
How's the learning to read going, Greg?
It's good. There are some big words. over 5 letters. I've never learned these words. I've never signed up for this. Yeah, but I'll get there, I think.
Eventually.
We're proud of you.
We are.
Yeah.
So I guess we cannot play charades because you're kind of like stuck in that position in your Instagram position.
Oh yes, yep. I only have this hand free. I'm sitting.
One-handed charades.
Yes, exactly. I would have to put my phone down and get like a good angle somehow. I have no idea how.
You cannot do worse than Luke, so you're fine.
That is correct.
That was all he did was drink and pee.
And pee.
That was
5 times.
6.
6 times?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he would guess nothing because he hasn't read anything.
I guess I need to rewatch that live stream. It's only 3 hours, so
yeah. It's on my channel. It's only 3 hours and 30 minutes, I think. So you're fine. It is one of my most watched live shows ever. So I guess people had fun. More than the Vin character analysis. Imagine that. So,
but think about all those watch hours.
Yeah, only 3 hours exactly.
It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, your reading sprint with Sophia last night was over 3 hours.
Yeah, but reading sprints are different. I find, the time passes because you're reading and stuff.
Yeah, and the talking between reading always ends up getting out of hand, and then.
It's my boy 365. Oh god.
What happened there?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, it was a bad time for my existence as a human being.
Isn't that like always though?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Ouch!
That's a fact. It's more like when people say peaks and troughs, it's just like a steady flat line. And then occasionally you'll get like a little beep that makes you think that the resuscitation's working, and then it's just straight back to the flat line.
So is that when you become overly average, Ben?
Yeah. And then I get the watch time in with those 1 minute videos.
The thing that I find, like, when you have a really short video and it always says this video is underperforming in your terms of your time, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's just short.
It's just short, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine always
I'm like,
says
of course
that.
The watch time's going to be less than a video that's 20 minutes long. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Only 4 minutes long.
Mine's literally that I'll release 2 longer videos that drag up the time, and then the rest of it is just like, wow, this is terrible. Like, your watch time's abysmal. I'm like, it's a minute long, please.
I feel like I'd prefer it if it did it in percentages. Like, just tell me the percentage.
I'm actually interested why they don't do that, because wouldn't it be more accurate to look at like the percentage of the video that people are watching, how far they get into it? You would think.
I think it's because they want people to be spending as much time as they are watching videos. So they try to hype you to make longer content to kind of drive up watch time to make sure people are on YouTube longer. So, and they also want to crush you into the ground by making you feel bad.
Feel terrible about yourself.
Yeah.
You want us to argue?
We should do that.
I don't think there's any person on this live chat that likes to argue.
I mean, I already heard.
I love to argue.
I already heard Jimmy nuts earlier with my unpopular opinions. So
he was shocked. He was like, his face was great. Go for it.
What do you mean you don't like this author?
It's like Sophia doesn't like Sazed. That's like the first unpopular opinion.
Oh my god!
It's not that I don't like Sazed.
See, I always like to start with that because it's always
my
the reaction.
favorite character. He's like my least favorite main character from the Bosman.
What are you guys up to this weekend except hanging out here with us? Oh, sorry, you were going to say something.
I was just going to cry about Sazed, to be honest.
Oh, you can. I cried when she told me she didn't like him that much. I was like, there's something wrong.
Sazed, it needs to be protected because he's adorable.
Yeah.
Even I like Sazed, and I am not the biggest Tennyson fan in the world.
It's the biggest endorsement.
What opinion do you want? Because I have quite a few. Which one should I go for?
Well, do you guys want to go through the tag questions and then, or not?
I'm not allowed to give my unpopular opinions with Abby.
That's because you don't read, Greg.
That's true.
I don't have any unpopular. What, you monster? That's what I heard the first time too. Yeah, Katrina, I hate you.
Oh.
You shouldn't treat your wife that way.
Yeah, seriously.
You should see how she talks about me. It's incredible. It's way worse than what I do to her.
I thought you guys were going to couples counseling. Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, it's
They're
it's a process. Let's say it's a process, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. Whatever.
Fair.
There's only so much counseling could do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm imagining a world where Greg is a counselor right now doing Zoom sessions with people.
From the beach.
Yes.
With the sunglasses.
It's not that hard to imagine right now.
Guys, since I don't read books, I'm going to announce a drastic shift in my channel content. It's going to be beach couples counseling sessions. Katrina and Klaus will be my first clients. And basically, it'll be like, Katrina, when you ran Klaus over with your car, do you think that was an appropriate response?
And she will be like,
appropriate
totally.
Yep.
She'll say yes. And you'll say, you're right.
What did Klaus do to being run over by the car?
Yeah, that's great couples counseling right there.
Look at them.
Yeah. It's working.
That's love right there. Greg's OnlyFans.
Oh, man.
I specifically had to put a shirt on.
I mean, what would a book's OnlyFans look like? Here's me in a book.
Here's me taking the dust jacket off a hardcover slowly.
Ooh, that's not for 365.
Oh yeah, you could title it "Let's Get Naked" and have all the naked hardbacks.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And it's not even false advertising.
it's risque.
That's something for Ben's channel with his new nickname.
Yeah.
Do that.
Oh yeah.
Smut boy, undressing book.
Trust me. I actually agreed to be on Greg's OnlyFans, to be fair.
Oh, that's first guest on OnlyFans.
Great minds think alike.
My phone just gave me a heart attack. Okay. Yeah, you missed a lot.
Well, Greg, there we go. We've set up a whole account for you there.
You need to do it.
What?
I mean, you do wonder though if he's struggling with Instagram, if he's going to be able to manage an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, I can't manage anything.
All
right, so
I can't even manage my hair. Look at this.
So Ben, what are your unpopular opinions?
Yeah, Ben, what is your unpopular opinion?
I'm not well read enough to have unpopular opinions.
Klaus is like, I have some.
Oh, my unpopular opinion is that I didn't really like Warbreaker.
What?
I didn't really love it the first time.
You didn't like a Sanderson book?
Yeah,
Are you mental?
I liked it. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Warbreaker too. I feel like that is unpopular.
I really like Warbreaker.
I still liked it. I just didn't like. It might have to do with the order that I read stuff in. I'm not sure because like I liked Stormlight and Mistborn both more than it, and maybe I was just comparing them.
Yeah.
Although
also, the genre is annoying.
Although I don't know what to do with Mistborn Era 2. And that I've been 200 pages into Shadows of Self for 3 years or something now.
You probably need to restart that one.
Yeah.
But do I want to? Because I just like, can I be bothered? Thing is, I want to get to Mistborn Era 3 whenever that comes out, but I'm just not fussed about Era 2.
I have a feeling you'll have to read Era 2 for...
Good.
Yeah. To get to Stormlight 5, I think you'll have to read Era 2.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
You can buddy read them with me in September. All of them.
Don't buddy read with Klaus. Klaus
As
is
in like
a buddy
next
reader.
September.
Yeah, that's correct.
Klaus is terrible at buddy
I
reading.
guess if I ever read them, it will be when the book's coming out, the fourth one.
Well, Klaus has his life
That's
plan.
next year,
All
isn't
of next year is very
Yeah,
ambitious.
yeah. The thing is, wondering if you're going to even be able to like stick to what you've planned for this year, let alone like
Yeah.
into
No,
your
I won't. I'll never make it. Because I just have to do stuff for university, and I have less time to read because COVID
I was
is
like-
sort of stopping. So I'm on the football pitch every day for like 3 hours, training kids and playing myself. I have to edit all of my own first draft stuff, so I can't read more than like 7 books per month. So it's just not possible. But
Then why
whatever.
did you make a 16-book TBR for September?
I have finished
That is
3 books in September so far, I think.
Oh, that's good. It's the 11th. You're good. You can still do it.
No, Dune
that's
is one of the
good.
books I'm
Like-
reading right now, and Dune is like 10,507 pages or something. So
I know.
You mean it's like 500 pages?
no, my edition, I have that bullcrap edition with that. Wait, it's just 850 pages, and it is that tiny because my hand is larger than the friggin' book. It's incredible. Wait,
I mean, my edition's 550 pages, and it's like it's just normal size paperback.
We have to get back to that.
It's this one.
Oh yeah.
and this is my hand. It's the pages are this tiny that there's like eight words per line. It's ridiculous. And the spine is already broken, and I hate breaking spines. I never break spines. The only book I've ever broken the spine of is Way of Kings. And guess what? That didn't turn out too well. But I'm liking Dune, so yeah.
How far are you in?
I'm not the worst buddy reader.
You are. We were supposed to buddy read Joe Abercrombie, and then you read like 3 books back to back in a week.
Yeah, because they were too good. My nemesis read, not my buddy read, with my wife was good. She didn't read anything. We were reading Temeray, and she just didn't respond to my Voxer messages and all that stuff.
Is my edition of Dune just like not including some of the book? Because mine's 550 pages with like
everything
normal
is
sized
good.
font and a normal paperback.
Is
Yeah,
yours
that's
this
the
one?
edition I have. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's the one Abby has as well, yeah.
So how far in are you, Klaus?
235 pages.
Chapter you're on.
There's no chapter.
I don't think the chapters are numbered, so
No.
yeah. So Paul is in the chapter.
Ooh,
Yeah,
here's a hot
that's
take.
all.
You
I don't.
spoiled it.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
the fighting words.
Oh yeah.
So
You can
only
sleep on the
half
couch
of us
tonight.
Live stream actually read books.
But I was looking for that like really nice edition of Dune, and I can't find it anywhere. The one that everyone seems to have with the blue pages.
The one that's like kind of orange and blue on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
That
nice
is really
blue.
pretty.
The blue pages. Can't find it.
It's so pretty.
I don't think they sell that in the UK, do they?
I think on the German Amazon it's available.
I've never seen it in any store, and I feel like Waterstones and that would be hyping it if it was.
No, and I'm not. I looked online, couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Wait.
Speaking of skim reading, I think we've talked about that stuff like when you read that you listen to the words in your head.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that on your? Oh yeah. And since we had that conversation, I am hearing the friggin' words in my brain, and it has slowed me down so very much. So thank you very much. That is why I never managed to fulfill my plans.
God.
eBay.
Now it's our fault that you don't read.
You're
Yes.
spoiling your plans.
You're
Yes.
terrible people.
Yes.
I mean, Klaus, I swear you had a month next year where you said you were going to read like 2 Wheel of Time books, one of the Live Ship Traders books,
Yeah, that one.
and like
3 Wheel of Time books in
It was like,
the last 3 in August.
And,
Yeah.
I think it might have been not the month with 3 Wheel of Time books, but it was a different month, and you were listing stuff, and I was like, "How? That's got to be like 7,000 pages of books."
Yeah,
Didn't you
well,
say
I've
you
read.
did Malazan in a month or something too?
Yeah, that was very overambitious. I remember that. Yeah. But
I
I've
was
read
gonna
40,000 pages already this year, so I think that's possible to read 7,000.
everyone knows that next year Alan's going to start hyping books, and you're going to completely disregard that entire
No,
TBR.
because I have reserved, in my infinite wisdom, I have reserved 2 books per month for Leanna and Alan. So I'm safe.
What about anyone else though? What happens if I talk about a book?
He won't read it.
Just ignore me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Abby, we don't like the same stuff, so.
But how can you?
Yeah, we do. We've agreed on Rule of Wolves.
Yeah, we dislike the same stuff. Okay, but
he doesn't like John Gwynne. Remember?
Yeah, that's just a ridiculous opinion. But
which opinion?
Your John Gwynne opinions.
Ah, yeah, I'm reading Ruin and Wrath soon. So happy Christmas.
I wonder, Joanna, what do you think Klaus would think of the Forgetting Moon?
I think he would.
I think he would.
He's unreadable. You can't guess what Klaus is going to like.
No, you know what?
I'm an enigma. Yeah.
This is pitched as being John Gwynne meets George R. R. Martin, and he loves one and hates the other. So it's like, who knows at this point?
It depends.
Oh my god, maybe
every book is supposed to be like George R. R. Martin.
No, Klaus. This one though, like I could see it. I think you would enjoy it, to be honest.
Is that the Durfew one? That guy from who's on BookTube? I might check that out in 2023.
It is really good. And then the third one.
I don't know how you plan that far ahead.
Yeah, we'll hold you to that, Klaus.
To be honest, I did do the same thing last year. And I have read, I think, 50% of those books so far. Because, yeah. But I didn't watch a lot of BookTube back then, so.
But Klaus, there's something you need to explain to me. So you reserve...
Life?
Wait, no, not life. Something. You reserve 2 spots per month. 1 book from Alan's list and 1 from Leanna. They have the opposite taste in books.
No.
Almost.
No.
On a lot of stuff, they don't agree, though. Oh, there you go.
That is correct, but thanks, Jermaine. But they agree on a lot of stuff.
No.
They do.
No, because I agree with Alan on so many things, and I literally never agree with Leanna.
I always agree with Leanna on things, except for Long Price Quartet, Naomi Novik, and...
Wait, who likes Naomi Novik?
I liked A Deadly Education, and I liked Schwab's Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, and she didn't like those. But apart from that, we always agree.
I'm surprised. I would never have pegged you to like that one.
I always feel like with Leanna, like I like watching her, but I always feel like if I like a book and then she reads it, then she's gonna hate it.
Me and Leanna have we've discussed that we have our Venn diagram, and that most things we disagree on. But then there are a few small things where we agree, like The Bear and the Nightingale and Strange the Dreamer.
Well, that's not a lot.
That is a very small center of the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be those are things that we like. I think there was we were both so on the Sword of Kaigan. I think we had similar opinions on Daisy Jones and the Six. But it's a very small niche.
Very small.
I find that sometimes when
I never want.
Oh, so go for it.
I never want Leanna ever to read one of my books because no way.
You mean the ones you've written?
Sorry?
The ones you've written.
Yeah, the ones you've written. I've written and I will write.
So. Like the ones that you love. I thought if she ever read a Dorothy Dunnett and she hated it.
What if?
She's gonna read one next year, I think so.
I would like to see that.
But Ellen too.
That is fun to do that. There you go, Abby.
Why did I've got eBay up and nothing came up?
Send her the link.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm only 100 pages in, so if I'm committing, I need to get a good amount further before I decide if I
want to get it even 100 pages in. I think in 100 pages I have 50 tabs or something. I'm really liking it, so
I'm liking it so far, but I'm not
obsessed.
I'm not committed to buying a fancy edition.
Yeah, I'm liking it. It's interesting, but then it's not the best thing ever so far. So I hope Evie has left already. It's like 4 stars right now, or 3.5. But it's nothing. Nothing has really happened, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I was telling Joanna
that's
earlier.
me in my life. Yeah, waiting for stuff to happen.
Yeah, I was telling Joanna earlier that I read the blurb, and you do not read the blurb on the back of that Dune book because I'm 100 pages in and I haven't really even started with the blurb. The blurb is more like a summary of the book.
It is. It's like with Robin Hobb's books. If you read the back of the book, it tells you everything that happens. Like on page 400, you're like, "What? No, I don't want to know this."
Fitz is depressed, and bad stuff happens to Fitz.
Oh, poor Fitz.
So that's the blurb.
But Fitz is so.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about Assassin's Apprentice, really.
Nice.
Oh, Gregory's back. So, has anyone read? I know the answer is no for you, Gregory, because you don't read. But has anyone read Kings of the Wild?
Yeah,
Not yet. This month.
I really liked it.
Because that one is very divisive. People either love it or they really don't. And it was a book that, for me, it was like I think I had the wrong expectations going in. But then when I knew what I was, what I was reading, I liked it. And then I watched Leanna's review, and I was like, "Yep, everything you say though is true." And she didn't like it. So then I was like, "No." But yeah,
I really liked it. I had a lot of fun. Like, it was the type of book where I did have a problem with one thing that would be like a spoiler for near the end of the book, and I did have a problem with like the way that something played out, but it was a small enough thing that I think I gave it 4.5 stars, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I think I gave it 4 stars. I think it's really fun. It's just a fun fantasy book.
Yeah, it is really fun.
What are you drinking, Greg? What is happening?
Vodka.
Beverages.
Is he on the pink wine?
The wind is
No.
here right now.
I'm taking a break from pink wine.
But why? It's time for red wine now. It's autumn.
No, any glass bottles on the beach would get us yelled at. So no wine on the beach.
But you agreed with her on Dreams of the Dying. Klaus, tell us more about Dreams of the Dying, because I really wanted to read it, and then
I really don't like to talk bad stuff about self-pub.
Oh, self-pub, okay.
Did I tell you about what
lots of people like it? The thing that drives me crazy, watch out, the thing that drives me totally crazy is that Philip gave it a review, and Philip said it has high-level prose. And I'm like, because we buddy read that on the endless Patreon buddy read stuff. So we were like 8 people who read it, and not a single person gave it more than 2 stars. And everybody was like, what is going on? Because there were so many mistakes, like language-wise and grammar-wise, and oh wow. So I
did I tell you what Sam did to it?
Sorry?
Did I tell you what Sam did to Dreams of the Dying? Okay. I don't know if he's still here. He was here earlier. But I went to go see Sam, and he's got these lovely bookshelves. And Sam loves a hardback, and he has these paperbacks don't exist on his shelf. There's one paperback, which is a really fancy paperback with deckled edges and very, very fancy. But anyway, all his books are hardback, and he's got a lot of space on his shelves because he used to read just on his Kindle. So anyway, we're looking at the shelves. He's giving me a little tour of his bookshelves, and I look down, and there is Dreams of the Dying, alone on the bottom shelf, hidden, right at the bottom, completely hidden away, tucked in a corner so you couldn't see it, because he DNF'd it. He said he was really enjoying it, and then suddenly was like, I don't like this anymore, and just put it right at the bottom of the bookcase.
Oh, that's sad.
Away from all the other ones. It's not like it was just with the other ones. It's completely by itself, alone, hidden.
It has a shelf of shame.
But
it's on a shelf.
He hasn't sold it though. I have sold Rule of Wolves because I couldn't.
He tried to pass
staring
it
at it.
But after seeing all of the negative reviews, I was like, I don't know if I really want to take this back. I was like, my bag's full, Sam. No, it's not going to fit.
I could never read it after watching Leanna's vlog, because I know that everything she pointed out would now, I couldn't unsee it.
You would notice it, yeah, and it would change your, the way you perceive it. So Philip really enjoyed it, and I think Brittany gave it 5 stars as well.
Yeah, she loved it, which is why I wanted to read it in the first place.
Patrick loved it as well.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his favorite book of the year, or like second favorite book of the year, and I don't trust Patrick anymore at this point.
How
Because
long ago did Patrick read it? Do you guys remember how long ago?
A while
in
ago.
January or February already.
Okay, that makes sense because I think that he was the first person that I actually heard mention that book, and I did think it was a while ago. But then obviously if he read it in the past like month, then I would have been wrong. It wouldn't have been him. But yeah.
You see, it's so divisive.
Yeah, and Sam said that he was absolutely loving it. And then he took a break to read something else and came back to it and just couldn't get back into it and gave up.
So weird.
I just didn't like anything about it. I tried to, because like Letzo is German as well, and he was publishing that thing in English, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I could make it in my life, and then I was just reading it, and it's so beautiful. The book is so beautiful. And I read it, and I was just, didn't enjoy the character, didn't enjoy the world building, the prose, like those grammar mistakes, and I just didn't like the themes, and I just couldn't get in. I really tried very hard to get into it. But I was reading it, I think, during the readathon, and then I wasn't very patient with it. So, but I still wouldn't have enjoyed it. I would have DNF'd it if it hadn't been for the readathon, because I needed the pages. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like how this entire thing is just Greg popping in and out. You can hear the waves.
Because of the
How
wind.
close are you?
But where's Sophia got to?
Oh, he's in the water.
Oh, there you go.
Wait,
I
are
think
you
he's
in the
surfing
water?
right now.
If he drops his
Surfing.
phone, it's going to be very sad.
Yes, I am in the water.
Team Poseidon all the way. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is Greg's natural habitat.
Yeah.
Cup in
Control the
hand.
wave for us. Water magic.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Klaus is my TBR trimmer.
Yeah. No, Klaus has
That's
me
true.
scared to read the Nikolai duology, because I enjoyed all the books so far in the Grishaverse, and then I had King of Scars, and I was like, I'll just wait until Rule of Wolves is out to read it, and then
It's
now
not
I'm like,
worth it.
crap. But I have both of them
Yeah.
on my shelf, so I'm like, oh no. But I know I have to read them, because if she writes more in the Grishaverse, then you have to have read that, you know?
I won't read anything else in the Wishoverse.
The Grishaverse is done. It's dead.
It's dead. Honestly, it's dead. I don't ever want to read this.
What's the term when you're beating a dead horse or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
I just read this son of a bitch.
Yeah, but
I
that's
know.
the first part, though. That's the first series. Actually, would you guys like to hear what I did before reading King of Scars?
Oh.
I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom when they came out, or at least close to when they came out, and I really liked both of them because people had told me you don't need to read the original trilogy to read these. So I read them and I really liked them. And then when King of Scars came out, I was like, oh man, I really want to read this, but you have to have read the original trilogy to read this one. So I read chapter summaries of the entire first trilogy. And then I read King of Scars. And now I don't even want to read Rule of Wolves. So, and now I have Shadow and Bone, and I could read it, but I have this vague fever dream memory of what happens because I read the chapter summaries. So
You botched it pretty much.
yeah.
No,
yeah,
little.
I just need Ninth House, the second one.
Oh, I really like
10th house or whatever.
Yeah, I need
Wait,
10th house.
Ninth House. That one is on my list of books that I'm unsure about. So you guys love
And
it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, and I think
Oh,
you'll really like it, Joanna.
I think so too. It's just when I was reading it back then, I don't know what was going on, but it was just giving me really bad anxiety. But I think now I'm okay to read it. But
It's quite.
To
It
ex-
does have some heavy stuff in it. There is a little bit of that, yeah. But it was really
but
good.
it's great because it had none of my usual things that make me feel anxious. It didn't have any of my triggers per se. But I don't know. It was weird.
I think you'll like it.
Maybe.
When does it come out? Is there any news about this?
No,
I
it's
think in
ridiculous.
2 years or something, but
2
she
years.
hasn't said anything. She hasn't said anything definitive about it. But to
when
put
did
my
Ninth House come out? Was that 2019?
2019, I think. It was best book on Goodreads in 2019, I think.
It came out right at the start of 2019, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Good to hear from all these people I trust. Good.
So to put my disappointment about Rule of Wolves into context. So I didn't read a lot for a very long time, and then I read the Six of Crows duology, and I totally loved it. So that was what got me back into reading. That and Name of the Wind. And then I read the Crooked Kingdom, loved it even more. Then I read the first trilogy, and I liked that well enough. I like it more than most people do. I think I gave Ruin and Rising 5 stars. And not just because it was an alliteration in the title, Ben, but King of Scars was already like, what is going on? Because Bardugo kept improving as an author in every single book so friggin' much. So, it was incredible the way she improved from Ruin and Rising to Six of Crows, then to Crooked Kingdom, and then to Ninth House. Everything, in every single aspect of writing, she was getting better and better and better. And I was so pumped to read the new duology. And then King of Scars was disappointing, but it was still first half of duology, and I was like, okay, it's only the setup, and the ending was terrible, but I was like, okay. And then Rule of Wolves, terrible, atrocious. Honestly, it's a complete mess, and I just hated it with all of my being. And I will never read the next. The third Six of Crows book, I never wanted that book anyways before reading Rule of Wolves, because I thought the way Six of Crows ended was perfect. I didn't need anything else.
There's going to be a third book?
Yeah, there's going to be a third book.
It doesn't need it.
And
It's duology.
No, it doesn't.
Because it was perfect for me, and just...
Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom are overrated, in my opinion.
I know. That's your opinion.
I really like them. I gave them both 4 stars, but they're 4 stars, not 5 stars.
No, they're 5 stars. They're the best YA I've ever read, by a mile.
That's because you haven't read some of the amazing YA.
Of Blood and Bone.
Is that YA? That's adult, no?
Children of Blood and Bone. No. That's not amazing YA. No. That's 3 stars.
What is amazing YA? Ekotar? I have read Ekotar. It is not amazing YA.
Raybearer?
It's not even on my shelf. It's on my non-fiction shelf because it's bad.
Not 2 stars. That's rude.
Yeah,
that is just wrong, John. After the dungeon with you.
Okay.
Ellen is gonna read Six of Crows very soon. I think in October. So.
I do wonder what he'll think of it, because I can't.
3 stars. He's not gonna hate it. I don't think he's gonna hate it.
Hate? No.
I'm interested to see what he's gonna think of Kaz, to be quite honest.
He's not gonna like Kaz, but yeah.
I think because I don't think Alan's given anything less than 3 stars. I think it will be 3 stars.
Fair.
Yeah. Or he will be.
I don't think I've ever seen Alan give anything 1 star or anything.
Well,
he gave Akatar a 1.5 stars, I think.
Random Greg appears.
Didn't he give something to
a wild Gregory is
most recent wrap up?
Was
it the novella of
that one?
He didn't
yeah, he did.
The Siege of Tilpur. Yeah, he hated that one.
Yeah. It's really good. It's just not 5 stars. That's all I'm saying with it.
Abby, what is better YA? Tell me better YA.
Yeah, John asks the same thing. What is amazing YA?
Fireborn.
Well, I love the Throne of Glass series.
Yeah, I'm never gonna read that when I'm done with Sarah J. Maas.
But I thought you loved Akatar, Klaus.
Yeah, you said
I
that.
did, which is why I don't want to taint my experience of it in hindsight.
I did not
What?
The wind is talking to us.
Did you finish Fireborn, Grace? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. No, I think Fireborn does count. That's what I just said. That would be my suggestion.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, the Diviners is really cool.
Doesn't Harry Potter count for you, Klaus?
Sort of, but Harry Potter doesn't really count. Harry Potter is a thing of its own for me.
That's true.
Yeah. And what about like The Hobbit?
The Hobbit is middle grade.
Okay.
Abby, how dare you
Speaking of
suggest
middle
something like
grade,
that?
How dare you?
everybody should read Keeper of the Lost Cities. It's a live show. I have to mention it at least once. Keeper of the Lost Cities.
Yeah, you do have to mention it at least once.
Like your live show thing to mention Keeper of the Lost City. Yeah,
It's become it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna listen to Katrina's opinion on books now.
You just
I'm
don't like the
realizing
idea.
that I haven't read a lot of YA series. I'm like,
Oh.
I've read like what have I read? Trudy Canavan, like that Dark Magician's Guild or whatever it's called.
The Black Magician.
The Dark Magician.
The
Trudy Canavan.
Yeah, I think it's
Kristen Kershaw. What's
I haven't read
Graceling? I've read Graceling.
I've read quite a few. Yeah, yesterday we made the post on the
I
channel.
haven't read any books.
People, I mean, it's shelved in adult here, but people shelve Laini Taylor in YA.
Yeah, in the US it's shelved as YA.
I haven't read any Holly Black, so.
Have you read Laini Taylor, Klaus?
No,
Well, read Laini Taylor.
I will in 2023.
because if you like Addie LaRue, I feel like it might have like a similar-ish writing style.
But
Yeah,
I'd
I
read Strange
actually
the Dreamer.
enjoyed Strange
I
the
wouldn't read
Dreamer.
it. Yeah.
Strange the Dreamer, yeah.
literally
The thing about Addie LaRue is, though, I just loved the concept more than the actual book, I think. So I read it in one sitting, and I think if I had read it over a longer period of time, I wouldn't have liked it that much because I wasn't a big fan of some of the characters and of the ending. Or like I was a fan of the ending, but not of the way it was. Things were resolved, and I just loved the concept so very much because it was so intriguing. Yeah. So.
I want to reveal something very embarrassing about myself, which is that when you lot were talking about Akatar, I was like, I've never heard of this book. What are they talking about? And only when someone put it in chat did I realize it was an acronym. And I was like, I don't know what Akatar is. What's Akatar?
Ben, you haven't seen Alan's Akatar vlog?
Well,
I've
I
told you
have,
to
but
watch it.
just the term when you were saying the word Akatar, I was like, I don't know what book Akatar is, and like it didn't.
What
come
does
into my
it
head.
say? The ACOTAR book.
Yeah, that would really have helped me out.
Yeah. Okay.
From now on, please refer to it by just.
I will.
Thank
I
you.
promise.
Don't have to
Whenever
say
I
the
talk
full
about
name.
it, I will.
ACOTAR.
Bye, Kate.
Bye, Kate. But wait, Ben, you've read Strange the Dreamer? Did
I
you say?
have, yeah. I
You
read it
liked
like
it?
a month ago. I did, yeah.
So I think that everyone, and this is because Sam is mentioning that she loved it, and she actually said this. If you liked Strange the Dreamer, you should all read Ninth Reign because I think if you like one, you like the other. And Ninth Reign is gold.
Ninth Reign's been calling to me, but I need to finish off some series first.
It's so good. It's like a mix of fantasy and sci-fi and horror, and just like a mix of everything. It's really good.
I have it on my
So my
sheet.
TBR.
Read
I
it,
think-
Grace. Read it.
It'll
Everyone
make
should read
it. It'll make its way onto the TBR.
Yeah, you first need to finish.
There are too many books.
I feel like it's near the top of my series to start.
Bye.
I mean, this entire bookcase now is just books that I haven't read yet.
Oh, there's Aragon on there. You can take that off the shelf already.
Where?
Aragon.
Oh, that one I have read. I just wanted to keep the series together because I haven't read the last one.
I sold that.
I still haven't read
I'm
this book.
trying to look at. I'm trying to like getting close to see what's on Sophia.
What do you have there, Sophia?
Sophia, I need a tour.
I mean, I have
you're so
some
good.
read,
It's
so
on
I
there.
can give you a tour if you want one. Hang on. Oh,
Good night.
Good night.
What are you doing, Sophia? Are you alive? Okay.
Oh, okay. I have the Prison Healer unread.
I've seen The Unbroken.
Yeah. Did you read that, Klaus?
Rage of Dragons. You can get rid of that one.
You need to read it.
Yeah, I'm reading that this month as
Read
well.
it.
That one's still on
Theoretically.
my shelf unread too.
I've been waiting for the paperback of Fires of Vengeance to come out. I think it's out now, but I haven't seen it in store anywhere.
What happened to the third book? Where's that? Is he writing it?
It's supposed to be published next year.
Isn't it called like the Demon Lord or something?
The Demon something. It's on my TBR for December next year.
You're crazy. I agree, Charmaine. I liked it a lot.
I thought it was good.
Charmaine is always correct, except on Ember and the Ashes.
If Alan or Leanna read one of the books that you've got scheduled for like later on in your reading cycle, and they like really hype it up, can you move it forward?
Then I can move forward, and I can read stuff like Ninth Reign or.
It's called The Lord of Demons, by the way, the third book.
Yeah. It's...
Oh, nice. Didn't even know it was
not the Demon Lord. My apologies.
Yeah, close enough.
The Demon Lord sounds better though. So
yeah.
Hire me.
Evan Winter, if you're watching this, you should change the title.
Now, go do it because Greg said so.
It's a pretty good reason.
It is. It is. I would do it, but I don't know if you will. What were you saying? Oh, that you're allowed to move stuff around, so you're not as rigid with your TBR.
No, I'm using it like my TBR for this year. I think that's on my Goodreads page. I think I've just I've read more than I wanted to, but I've read totally different books. Like, yeah.
Are we going to have like a wrap up and review of the year when you get to the like at the end of the year, where you look back and see how many you've actually read?
Yes, it will be a joyous occasion, full of shame. Yeah.
Well, happy Christmas and
to us.
Will Klaus ever read The Book Thief?
No.
You should. That's such a good book.
I know.
And is that YA?
All the time. I don't know why. I really want to read it, but somehow it just always gets pushed back by other stuff because I have too many buddy reads and read-alongs and yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Imagine having friends.
I don't understand the concept of friends.
Yeah. They're just obligations.
So yeah, Katrina, you're not allowed to watch it.
What, you'll have blocked her from that video?
No, I could have Katrina on. I could make like a live chat with her and she could ask me, have you read this book? Have you read this book? Yeah, that's a good idea.
So she can shame you publicly. Like, I'm sure she would love that.
Yeah.
I think a few of us would actually love that if we had the list and we could all go, so what about this one? What about this one?
And then
definitely we read Ruin and Wrath. So
let's walk through the street.
Are you gonna read it? Are you gonna finish Faithful and the Fallen?
Yeah, in December and in January.
But maybe you'll love Ruin so much that you're gonna have to read Wrath straight away.
Yeah, totally. It's at the post office right now, by the way. I was supposed to get it yesterday, but I wasn't there when the package came, and then now it's resting at the post office until Monday. Ruin.
I still need to read Valor this month.
No, you don't have to.
Yes,
you should prioritize the Blade itself and not focus on Valor.
No, I am. I'm reading the Blade itself like right now. I'm reading An Autumn War, and I'm like reading. Basically, we're reading 3 chapters a day of An Autumn War, and then when I finish those, I'll read however much of the Blade itself I have time to read, like before I fall asleep.
Before you fall asleep?
Yeah. No, I don't mean that the book's gonna make me fall asleep. I just mean like.
Nah, I know, but it's not the stuff I would read before going to sleep because there's some tough stuff happening in the book later on. But anyway.
I mean, I have
chapter 17.
Anyway.
That's what I was just thinking about.
There's nothing like a good torture scene before going to bed.
I mean,
Joanna, how does that scene compare to Joe Abercrombie?
I think you're fine reading Joe Abercrombie. Yeah. This chapter was it's worse than the Poppy War. And people always say how the Poppy War is like so gruesome and bad and stuff, but like the scene in this book is worse than the Poppy War.
But what Jimmy was describing about the Arscott Baker or whatever, that sounded too dark for me.
Yeah. That sounded really...
Oh, like the darkness that comes before? Or the Prince of Nothing? Or
yes,
yeah.
that.
I think the book is called The Darkness That Comes Before, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounded like too much for me.
Yeah, Patrick was describing it to us, and we're like, no.
Yeah, I think that's just a step too far.
But then Jimmy said that the sequel to this was darker than that book. I was like,
That seems like a big jump to make from book 1 to 2 of a series.
Well, I mean, there's a very dark scene in book 1.
Oh God.
In this one, chapter 17. Don't read it before going to bed.
Don't read it before bed. I read it before bed. I was like, you know when you're like, oh, maybe just one more chapter, and then I read this one chapter just before bed, and then I was like, how am I meant to sleep now? Like,
we
it's
got a Voxer message.
I was like, it's 11:30. Like, how am I meant to like be okay after reading that? You know, and like Sam had messaged earlier that day, but I hadn't listened to his Vox message because spoilers. And he was like, I need to like do something light now. I'm gonna like go watch Merlin. And I was like, that's what I would have done if it was 6 p.m. and not 11:30.
Merlin is the perfect chill out show, though.
Merlin is amazing.
If you've had a messed up day, watch Merlin.
Klaus, you're looking at me like, really, Abby? Merlin? Like, seriously?
I've never watched a single episode of that because I basically am not watching any TV right now because books.
Well, don't you better not hurt Merlin. Like, it's not allowed.
Hell yeah.
I'll try.
Merlin's
I need to try this. Everyone loves it.
No, Merlin, you need to be prepared for its cheesy. It's like why I imagine people that watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer when it first came out feel like rewatching it is for me watching Merlin, where I'm like, oh my god, this is terribly amazing. I love it with a passion. It's like watching old Doctor Who. You just can't help but love it.
Yeah. Still haven't watched those either.
Oh my god. Peter Capaldi, best Doctor.
I was doing this live show earlier and none of them had watched Doctor Who. And I was like, when you all go like this, it reminds me of the Stone Angel episode. And they were all like,
oh yeah.
They were like, what? And I was like,
the Weeping Angel.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Most scary, for sure.
But none of them knew what I was talking about, and I was like, "Oh dear!"
It's like those little kids that wear gas masks in the one of the episodes. Yeah. Those things were terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, I want to rewatch Doctor Who now. To be fair,
never seen that either.
Oh, Klaus, I feel like you would love Doctor Who.
Would he though?
I think I would because there was one. There was one Doctor Who episode in the Gay Man short story collection that I read, and I really liked that and the concept of it. So who knows?
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Gaiman wrote the episode, I think, with the TARDIS when the TARDIS is a human.
Yeah,
he wrote that episode.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah, that's a really good episode, though.
Yeah, don't blink. Like, makes you really not want to blink ever again.
Can we get Gaiman to show run?
I found the one where they show up in the caves and stuff. I don't know if you know what I mean. I don't know what the name of the episode is. It's much later when they're dealing
Which
with
Doctor
the
is it?
rat thing. Which Doctor? Matt Smith and Amy.
I would have seen that one. I stopped watching when it was
Peter Capaldi. You should watch Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi is definitively the best Doctor. Like, I think he's incredible. Once you get through,
ever going to beat David Tennant? I doubt it.
David Tennant is just the best.
You're missing out if you haven't watched Capaldi. Because I stopped watching Capaldi as well, and then once they start realizing what to do with him and that he's not like the others, then they actually make really there's an episode I think it's called Godsend. It's like one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever. It's just him in like a big castle. It's just this mess of an episode.
It's when it got like that you had to. I try and phrase it. I quite liked it when they were individual episodes and you didn't necessarily have to like watch the whole series. You could just dip in and out. But when it became like everything was interconnected, that's when I sort of started losing my interest in it.
That's fair. I think in a live stream, Alan said that Capaldi is his favourite Doctor as well, if I remember. So Klaus, you should start watching Capaldi.
I
mean,
might.
Capaldi, I think, is a Oscar-winning actor or an Oscar-nominated actor.
He was in that show that I've never watched, but
oh,
That's
that one.
great. Thanks, Abby. That one. Yeah.
That's my favorite show.
Probably the Oscar-winning show.
Yeah. He's in the new Suicide Squad.
Wait, who is he? Because I just watched that today.
He plays the Thinker.
Ah.
There's a thinker in Suicide Squad.
The thick of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, the thick of it. The thick of it's amazing.
There we go. That's the TV show that I've never seen that he's in that everyone talks about.
Yes. And that they made a film of it, and that's the one I think that got nominated.
Yeah.
That's my tangent on British TV to you lot.
Yeah, Grace, Klaus, and I'm all like,
Yeah, I've
Do
never
any of
seen
you
any of
Like-
these.
Pretending to be interested.
Interesting.
The fact is, though, if you ask me if I've seen a movie or a TV show, 99.9% of the time, the answer is going to be no.
So sad.
I'm very uncultured when it comes to that stuff.
I'm not very good at
Actually,
finishing films. TV shows are much I don't really finish TV series or that often either. Like,
How do you
At
not
least
finish
with
a
an
movie?
episode of TV, though, it's like shorter. You can just finish
yeah,
it.
like,
Yeah.
but it's the length of a film. It's too long. My attention span's just not with it. And if I'm seeing it in a cinema, I'm fine. But
Ooh, I just
I wish I hadn't finished Game of Thrones.
I know. I wish I'd stopped at season 8,
5.
episode 3.
Oh.
2.
Season 4.
Okay, but like, I mean, it's still not so bad, you know. Like season 8
It is.
really bad.
To be honest, I am a quite critical person.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Nobody would have believed it.
Came out,
But I know it's a surprise for everybody. But really, I am sort of critical, and all my friends that were watching the episodes with me from season 5 onwards, they were just like, because I was like, oh, that's not in the books. Like every time one of these sand snakes popped up and Dawn was mentioned, I was like, that's not how it's going to happen in the books. And yeah,
They're like, we're
the
not watching
dialogue,
this
and yeah.
guy anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't have a booktube channel or YouTube channel back then, because otherwise I would have been thrown out of YouTube.
That's how I feel, Sam, about it as well. That it was rushed.
It was. It really was.
I just hate
The writing was just bad.
Yeah, it was terrible writing.
But
From the point
The
when
worst
there weren't
part-
books anymore, the writing it was just dick jokes and
Yeah.
violence and CGI. That's everything that was. The rest was just a mess.
Okay,
I was
but
so
okay, wait.
mad about they ruined Jamie's character development.
Yeah,
I
yes,
know.
that was
Jamie,
the single
that was
worst thing.
awful.
I was so angry. I was so angry that they did that to him. I was like, no. You cannot ruin Jamie. You can kill my favorite character of all time. That's fine. But you cannot ruin Jamie's redemption arc, and they did.
I was
They
fine
ruined
with
Jamie
that.
and Tyrion.
I would
So-
rather have Jamie have just died.
Yeah,
Literally,
but he did.
he
Yeah.
should have died at the
Oh, spoiler
Battle of
alert,
Winterfell.
sorry. If anyone hasn't watched season 8,
He should have died saving Daenerys. That would have been the ultimate redemption for him. He
But
killed
the
her
thing is, he
father
would've-
and he saved her. Perfect ending.
The issue is,
sorry,
are we
Sophia.
ever going to get Winds of Winter? Because
No. And you're never gonna
I
get Dream of
don't-
Spring, so
I don't think I can ever reread. Even if we do, can I reread that whole series?
I actually
I
have
am
Game of
rereading it
Thrones.
starting next month. There's a reread. Alex
Yeah,
and Liana are making a read along.
Every
Yes,
time I
I'm-
think about wanting to reread it, though, I'm like, but then I'm
There's
just
no
gonna get
point.
to book 5 and be like,
I
okay,
know. Me too.
Yeah.
I wanted to reread it too, and I was like, but
It's totally
Oh,
worth it though.
I
Yeah,
very
I've
much
put it
And
on
by the
my
way,
TBR.
look at how elegantly I've stacked the series up there. I came on that idea by my own. It's
yeah,
incredible.
I see
Such an
that. It's a good idea.
But like, yeah, what's the point in rereading it if I'm still going to get to the same point again as I did like not quite 10 years ago, 8 years ago when I read it for the first time?
That's the
The
only
thing is
reason
that
for me
it's-
I read it when I was like 14, and I barely remember what happened. And like, there's the idea of like, I remember loving it so much that I feel like I want to experience that again. And I never felt like annoyed that I didn't get an ending when I got to the end that time. I was like, oh. And I've never really thought about it that I didn't get a conclusive ending. So I'm hoping it'll just be the same. I'm like, that was really good. George R. R. Martin's going to die before he releases it.
Abby, Journey Before Destination, Abby.
Yeah, but I think I'm partly just like, what's the point in rereading books 1 and 2 when like the TV show is like identical to them?
Oh, but there's so many nice things in at least book 1. There's so much like little foreshadowing, so many. Oh, there's the whole scene in the House of the Undying.
Okay, then book 3 is the best book.
Yeah,
like book 3 is definitely Storm of Swords is the best book, easily, and then book 4 and 5, you're just like, you're missing some of the characters because you end up with like all the boring characters in book 4, so you're waiting for book 5 to get to the good characters.
At least you get the Mirish swamp scene, so
I think
that's that.
3 were my favorite, but I haven't reread those. I've only reread book 1, so I'm kind of the same as Ben, where I like don't remember exactly what happened in order, but I remember loving them. So
it won't be out.
It's worth it in my opinion. So it's totally worth it. It's just like reading Name of the Wind or Gentleman Bastards because it's so good. I obviously need an ending to that series. I just don't need that ending terribly because the books by themselves are so very good and there's always something new every time you read those. So
what happens if Doors of Stone comes out and it's like Rule of Wolves?
It will be, because Patrick Rothfuss is just eating and streaming on Twitch and not writing.
The problem with being built up for like 10 years is that the book that you actually get is never going to like...
It can never be satisfying for anybody.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
No, it can't. Which is also what happened in season 8. Like with season 8, there were so many open questions, so many things that needed answering, and so many little plot threads that they brought in, like Sir Arthur Dane and all of those people. Like they put all of that there, and then you're like, and it was for nothing. The freaking wolf pack, it was for nothing. Like, but the worst.
For nothing, you get Bran the Broken.
Oh yeah.
Who has a better story?
Exactly. But that is actually from the books, people. You know that, right?
What is from the book?
Bran the Broken.
Thing is, though, with everyone's dislike of season 8,
the title, right? Yeah, the title is but not him become.
Yes.
Yeah, but I know that George R. R. Martin gave the show producers the ending that he wanted, or the ending that he'd planned, but I wonder with all the like hate for it if he's changed his mind now and he's like, shit, gotta rewrite this because no one liked season 8, so gotta change how I'm writing.
He would get there in a different way though. It wouldn't be so rushed like the show.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the problem is that these 2 books he's realizing are like, he saw how they did it in 2 seasons. It's like, oh god, I've got to fit this into 2 books, and like it just becomes a mountain. I don't know how you're meant to finish that series in 2 books.
No, because he kept introducing so many new side characters that are narrating characters and new side quests. Like, so spoilers for Game of Thrones series, Song of Ice and Fire, like the new pretender that's coming there, that isn't even in the show.
Wait. I'm gonna create a banner. Sophia, if you
my memory
get out because
I'm literally never gonna read or watch it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
My memory is quite foggy now of the books.
Me too.
Same.
It's not like
I've read them 3 times and I've read all of those fanfic endings.
Like
so
Klaus, then
go, Klaus. You're free to go.
But the things that I was like annoyed with was that what's her name, Lady Stark, is alive in the books, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why did they not bring her back to the TV show?
Because
she would have been such a good character.
I think because they didn't want to they wanted to do something different with the Brienne, to be honest, because Brienne's in a completely different storyline in the books, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like they knew she was a fan favorite, and her and Jaime were a fan favorite, and they decided to go a different route. It's the same as Tyrion. Like, they did think where Tyrion is just not Tyrion.
Tyrion.
This is just making me more and more angry about the Jaime situation at the end of season 8.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate it.
Something I think they did also, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think that Sansa, she became such a like fan favorite that they wrote an ending for Susan. What's her name? Susan Turner, is that her name? The actress Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner.
Yeah, like they wrote the ending for her, and because she was a fan favorite, like that's why she got that ending. Because in the books, like her storyline is not at all this, and so I don't know. That made me so angry. I felt like they were like, "Ooh, Sophie and Macy are so popular, so we're just gonna give them these awesome endings." And then, meanwhile, you're like, oh.
Did you see what happened with Liam Cunningham as well? Plays the Onion Knight. He had to he spoke to the writers and was like, I don't think you should do this. And they were originally going to have him have a weird crush on Missandei when they meet up. They were going to have him have an uncomfortable, and he was like, you can't have like my character have his relationships with all these younger women like Daenerys and Shireen, is it? And then have me have feelings for this person. It took the actor to stop them from ruining the character. Like,
so that is why there was this dialogue where they were like at Dragonstone, and he says, "Speaking of good hearts, Miss Sunday of Narth." Because I remember the scene. It was like, "What's going on there?"
Yeah. Apparently, Liam Cunningham had to tell them not to make it a weird love dynamic, and it's the same as
stupid. They're so.
It's the same as Gendry. The actor that played Gendry was like the sex scene with Arya is the single most uncomfortable thing he's ever had to do because he knew her when she was like 13 and he was like 20.
Yeah.
That is the most horrifying thing to do to a person.
It's like terrible. And you know how I don't know if you guys watched those interviews like after the episodes, and in season 8 when the whole thing happens with Dany losing Rhaegal. And then they're like, "Oh, we haven't forgotten about the Iron Fleet, but Dany has." I'm like, "How would you forget about the freaking Iron Fleet? It's impossible."
And it's appearing out of nowhere.
Magic,
Boom.
like freaking. If you're in a war, they have that stupid map table. She wouldn't forget. She wouldn't forget.
They had that covered. They had that portion covered with a bit of paper.
We created this entire table, and then we forgot about it.
Someone spilled a drink there. We haven't really been paying attention.
Yeah, that one area of the map, it went all weird, and we kind of ignored it.
There was like an oil spill or something. We haven't been paying attention.
That was the spot on the map where that Starbucks coffee cup was sitting, so they couldn't see the feed anymore. Yeah.
I can't believe that Starbucks coffee cup like made it all the way through.
Because the production value and the scenery and the costumes, that was all still excellent in the final season, and the way they shot all of that was still awesome. So the directing, everything except the script was still very good. But
the actors were amazing. Everything was amazing except the freaking writing. It was so bad. And how can you go?
This is a great celebration for you. You get in trouble.
No, that makes me so angry. Like, every time I think about those two idiots ruining that show, I'm like, no.
Don't worry, they got to make their Star Wars.
And then they got kicked off of Star Wars anyway.
Yeah.
Come on.
The issue.
Now they're making the 3 body. Oh wait.
The issue is that I watched like the first few episodes of the Game of Thrones TV show, and then I started reading the books. And what happens if I start the first few episodes of the Wheel of Time TV show? Because what happens if I then want to read the books?
Same.
That's why I'm not going to watch the show. I'm just going to read the book, I think.
Just do it.
Yeah. I'm going to wait till January.
I think they said you have to read the first 2 books for the first series.
Yeah.
But what about the slog? And it's 14 books.
Yeah.
The slog isn't for a while. It starts at like book 7.
The slog's like 7 to 10, I think. I'm not.
Yeah, 7 to 10. 11 is fine again, and then it's Sanderson. Yeah.
But also, I was reading like a Reddit thread on the slog, and I realized that the slog kind of depends on who you ask. Because like there were people that said it was 7 to 10. There were people that said that it was only 10. And like,
and there were people who said it was 1 to 14.
Well, if you don't like the writing style, then yeah.
Yeah.
I also saw the new cover in the bookshop earlier, and it has that stupid fake sticker on it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why would you make those pretty covers to then ruin it with a sticker?
I successfully got the whole series without fake
Grace,
stickers.
I need to do it still. I need to buy them. Oh, that one else has a sticker. Yeah, that's stupid.
Mine, they're... They're up there.
See, did you get those, Sophia? The same ones as Grace has? Are those the ones you got?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
You
wrong
got
way.
the same ones as I did, right?
No. Well,
the-
but mine are floppy, and you
What
said
is
yours
there?
isn't.
Some of them are, and some of them aren't.
Mine are floppy.
Yeah, hers are super
Mine are
floppy.
the Orbit ones.
Yeah, they're those
that
ones.
Are,
Oh, I didn't know that Orbit did them.
There.
in the UK, Orbit UK.
Oh, okay. These are all Tor.
Yeah.
They have different logos on them though, which kind of bugs me.
What do you mean
Have you
different
got
logos?
these ones?
Yeah, exactly. Those are the ones I have.
Yeah, that's the
those,
one.
I think those are the ones that I like.
Yeah, I like them too.
Which mine now has a distinct crack
They have
down the
two-
middle.
Oh my god, they have 2 different Tor logos on them.
Oh,
So annoying.
And I don't understand why they would do that. Like,
But it's like how Galance has different logos as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
they do.
published this whole series. Why did you do this?
Yeah, it's like, do you really want your readers to to hate looking at their shelves? Is this what
I'm
you
gonna
want?
make that into a gift.
Well, Abby, if you want those, get them soon because they're going to reprint them with the stupid sticker on.
With the stickers.
Really? Then I need to get them
Yeah.
too. I need to
Yeah.
get the second half of the series.
Yeah, you do.
I need to be poor because of their stupid stickers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened to me. I bought like 8 of them at once.
That's what I'm gonna have to do because I have through Crown of Swords. What's that? Is that 7? Is that
That's
8?
7.
Yeah,
So,
I have through 7 then. That means I need to buy 8 books.
8 books.
Yeah.
I bought all 15. Like the 14 plus the novella. I just bought them all. I know, I'm insane. And I've only read the first 3 and I didn't even really like them that much. Like they're fine, but
I was
I don't
buying
get the hype
one of
yet.
them. And then once I got through book 5, I was like, well, I know I'm going to read the whole thing. And then I realized about the stickers, so.
It was very interesting watching Grace be like, "Oh, no, I won't do this. It's not. I'll just buy it once a month. I'm not going to waste the money." Going to sleep and then waking up and then seeing, "Yeah, I've ordered them."
Oh, well,
It's like,
whatever.
didn't even take a day.
Yeah. I thought about it. I had nightmares about Amazon stickers.
It's a fair problem. But Abby, if you want to get them, I had to get them from all over the place. Like some of them I got from Wordery, some of them I got from Waterstones, some of them I had to get from Amazon because literally nowhere else had it. So it's a whole thing.
I actually have from charity shops. I have a first edition of the UK 3rd book, but someone evidently left it in the sun because it's sun faded from there upwards. So it's like, I was looking, I was like, this is a terrible cover. This looks ugly. And then I realized that it quite literally is that the colors just faded from there upwards.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
But then, and then I've got book 8, so I don't need to buy book 3 and book 8.
Well, and book 1, obviously.
Yeah.
But clearly you don't care what your books look like, so you can get them with stickers.
Oh yeah, I'll throw my book across. I'll throw it out the window. I'm fine with books looking however they look. That's why when people were talking about me cracking the Wheel of Time book, and they were like,
"Shut up!"
And I was like,
"Stop, Ben! Stop! Stop talking! Just stop talking." Yeah,
I knew it would hurt people.
You need to do one of those videos, Ben. I have a friend, but she's on Portuguese BookTube, and she made a video that's like doing all things that make that irritate readers. And so she like cracks spines, she spills drinks and food in her books. You need to make a video like that.
I was thinking about doing an ASMR, like doing one as if I'm gonna make actually like nice content. And then people open up just like cracking. I'm like, oh god, and it's just like really degenerate sounding stuff.
You need to do it.
So maybe I'll do that at some point.
I won't watch it.
Is that going to be on your OnlyFans then? Like,
oh
yeah. I was slowly cracking the book.
That's a great idea.
Speaking of OnlyFans, I think Greg is just like,
we've lost him.
Yeah.
Speaking of OnlyFans.
Guys,
yeah, I've never
like going.
read a
So
book.
I'm gonna. I've promised my friend that I'll go play soccer with her at 4, so I have to head out. But congratulations again, Joanna, and this has been fun chatting with you all. So peace out.
Bye bye.
Now that she's gone. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. I didn't even heard Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I've never heard a book like so.
No.
What
Because
happens?
I got it from Joanna, and I didn't want to.
Haven't you ever like accidentally hurt a book?
Yeah.
Like everyone's accidentally hurt one.
I've done that.
You know,
Well,
like
I
you
have.
in your bag, and then suddenly you put something else in the bag, and suddenly you've bent the cover backwards by accident.
Yeah.
You know what I did once? I borrowed a book from a roommate, and I was reading it while I was eating, and I opened a salad dressing of ranch, and the whole lid flopped into the book.
Oh. I like how you said that like a confessional. You started whispering.
I know.
Nice.
Because I feel bad. What if she watches this like 10 years later? She's like, oh, Joanna has a YouTube channel. What?
Well, you never told her.
Did you just
She's gonna reread it one day. She's been the last 10 years. She's been like, my room reeks. I don't know what it is. Something smells like ranch in here. She one day she's gonna pull open the book. It's just gonna be stuck together.
Maybe. No, I never
This is your
told her.
video confessional for when she starts litigating against you.
It'll be
like,
online.
I've definitely
Proof I
got
did it.
like I don't know. You know when you carry a book, like I was reading The Book Thief when I was at school, and it was in my
Oh,
book
the book
bag.
thief. That's a good book.
I was reading it for quite a while, and it's definitely got like you know when you went to school, things ended up in your bag, like everything ended up in your bag, and there's definitely it's not a clean book anymore. And this was before book sleeves were invented.
Book sleeves are the best thing.
Like there's definitely muck on those pages. Like, I don't know what the muck is anymore, but there's muck.
Maybe it's ranch. I felt so bad. Clearly not bad enough to tell her, but yeah.
Just hide your sins.
Oh my god. I cleaned it. I was like, oh, crap. You know, I try to pay attention. Oh, we went to a city trip recently with some friends, and we were talking about books, and then I was like, oh no, my books need to, like, I try to keep them as clean and pristine as possible. And then the girl was like, oh, then you would never lend a book out to the guy that we're with, because they're also a couple. Because he, like, when he reads, if he doesn't have a bookmark, you know how people dog ear? He folds the page in half. Like, instead of just like dog ear, he's like folding it in half.
Purposely
It's like,
mutilating.
I mean, did you? A while ago, I did this video with my dad, which was like guessing the plot of books, and so I gave him the books to read. And at one point, so these were all like, I was at my parents. I didn't have that many books with me, but I gifted my stepmom has similar taste to me, so I gifted her some of these books for Christmas. And I knew she's not. She'll break the spine. But it was when my dad just got Jade City and just went like, and I full on opened it.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to see what the cover would look like from front to back. And I was like, there's my face going, like, what do you think you're doing?
Oh my god.
Oopsie.
That's sad.
Oh.
No, all of my books are in perfect condition. I have like
Nice.
so like my original Harry Potter editions. They have like chocolate stains on the pages on some because I've reread them like 30 times now. But other than that, nothing has ever happened to one of my books. I don't even dog ear the pages. I don't do anything like that. I just read it, and I'm a fast reader, so I don't even break the spines most of the time. Although I'm reading so many paperbacks. The worst book I have is Wolf Hall because of Croatia, because I was there and sunburn and that sun cream and stuff. So I have like,
Oh my god, it's
this year.
crazy.
Yeah, that's everything. That's the worst book I have. Everything else is in perfect condition.
Do you know that since you mentioned that book to me, I've seen it everywhere. I never heard of it until we talked about it, you and I. And then ever since then, I'm like, why is this book everywhere? Everywhere.
Because I talked about it.
Oh, Klaus, if we're talking about Let's Argue, I DNF'd Wolf Hall.
Why?
I just could. I mean, I didn't even get very far through it. Like, this was years ago. I maybe got to like chapter 3, and I was just like, this is boring, and put it down.
Abby,
So sad.
a woman without culture.
It was just very long.
No, I think it is. The writing style feels very self-indulgent at the start. I think you have to get into it.
I mean, maybe DNF might be a strong word. It might have just been like, I tried the first few chapters. I think I tried it twice.
And I
never
don't
really got
think you
past, like,
are.
chapter 3.
You don't read a lot of hisfic, do you?
No.
No. So I think that's if you're interested in the Tudor period, then it's the way to go. And if you are interested in hisfic in general, but I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. Although I do.
I just thought, because seeing as I did history for I started doing a history degree and then I changed to a languages degree. But
oh.
So I mean, I like history. Just maybe it's not maybe it's the Tudors that I thought I liked, but I didn't, because I do know Philippa Gregory's Tudor books as well.
I'm not a big. I like them, but I'm not the biggest fan of those either. Because she always writes in first person, I think, and I write myself in first person, but weirdly enough, I'm not a big fan of first person.
I think I prefer third person, multiple POV.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I agree.
I write first person, multiple POV, which is mad.
Yeah. Oh, that is interesting.
That's weird.
In present tense.
What? Wait, you write or you read?
Right.
How? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wait, but your book is only in German, right?
It's only in German. Yeah.
For now.
So time for that GCSE C to come out, boys. All I know is meine Lieblingsfach ist Naturwissenschaften.
What?
What? I got told that means my favorite subject is science. That's what I got told.
Can you repeat that, please?
Mein Lieblingsfach ist Naturwissenschaften.
Okay.
Mein Lieblingsfach ist Naturwissenschaften, yeah.
True. Oh my god, it's pronounced completely different.
Yeah.
I got a C for that. That's a pass.
That's friendly.
To be fair, at my school, sorry to out you, if my teacher's watching this, but we used to write it in English, then Google Translate it, hand it in. She used to fix the grammar and stuff, give it back, and we just learn it. There's no reason that should have been.
Okay.
There's no way I should have gotten anything for it.
I use Google Translate on a daily basis at work. It does the job. Like,
it does.
I don't speak German.
My dad to check my French homework.
I mean,
is this right?
I don't speak German. I get many emails in German. They just go into Google Translate and I respond in English. Like,
yeah, but that's fine.
I mean, I do exactly what they tell me to do. Like, I do. I get the email. I action whatever needs to be done, and I respond saying it's done. Or it's
I had to translate Vietnamese, and I used Google Translate and it worked perfectly. So, because some Vietnamese hackers hacked into my Facebook account, but whatever. Yeah, and that worked perfectly. So,
I mean, I guess I'm learning. My like aim now in life is because I speak French and Spanish, but like my job comes in French, Spanish, German, Italian. I get a lot of different emails. No Portuguese yet.
I want your job.
But
speak all of those.
But like, I always aim to try and like, I get the email and I'm like, I wonder what they're wanting me to do. And then like, I try and figure it out. And then I'm like, I think they want me to do this. And then I like put it into Google Translate and I'm like, yes, I was correct.
Yesterday, I had a meeting and then it's like, it was all Germans in the meeting and me. And then they were like, oh, should we have this meeting in German, in French, or in Luxembourgish? And I was like, knock yourselves out, guys. Just have it in German. And then they were like, are you sure, though? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just have it in freaking German. And I just didn't reply in German because I was like, I can't be bothered, but go. Yeah. German, the bane of my existence. I was so bad. So bad at school.
At least I made you laugh at my one German phrase yesterday.
It's only been 1.5 hours, Evie. We've done this for almost 4. So
it's like half of what we usually spend here. So
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I learned a German word, Mandel. That's my latest.
Almond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I learned the English word for that this way.
Almond.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you also learned the Luxembourgish word, Abby, for it.
That was Mandel as well, wasn't it? Yeah. 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 That was my latest. And that no, that was Italian, not German.
Which one?
That there's no the Italians don't have a word for overbooking.
That makes sense.
They don't have a book that just cram everyone in.
Yeah. But yeah, slowly getting there with my German. I don't think I'll ever be able to use it, but you know, at least I have random words like Springbrunn and Mandel and things. Läuft bei dir.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Katrina knows a bit of German because she had to learn some German. Yeah.
What was that, like hippopotamus or something?
Yes, that's correct. Very good. Because
Mandel.
it is a type of horse apparently.
That word.
because I was teaching her a German word every day on Twitter for like 50 days because I'm a good husband. Yeah, Ben is back.
I am back.
And she has that what's it called, Duolingo app, and she's starting to learn German now because we want to raise our children bilingual. Yeah,
Makes sense.
That's good.
The one word that I don't think of as being German, but it's German, is clavier. Clavier?
Yeah.
Meaning piano, because that sounds much more French than German. But it's not.
Clavier is also French, and clavier is the keyboard.
I think it might be from French. There are lots of words that are from French in German because of Napoleon and that stuff. Yeah.
Klaus, you need to say this word.
Mandeltörtchen. Almond cake.
German is like nice when you hear an actual German say it. When you hear non-German speaking German, it's horrendous. Like it's atrocious. It's ugly. But then you
sounds like murder. Yeah.
It does. And then you hear real German speaker. Like the girl that I share the office with, she's German. And so when she calls her sister, she's always speaking German. I'm like, when you speak it, it sounds really nice. But that's it. It limits at those people from that country. No one else should speak it. It is a weird language though.
Oh, Klaus, I have a book that I don't know whether you'll be interested in, but you may be. It was what I was talking about at the start of the stream. So I'm just gonna throw it in here now. There's a book called The Dragon Waiting by John M. Ford. It's from like 1980 something, and it's a War of the Roses historical fantasy retelling. And apparently it was like a really big this edition is in like some weird series called like Fantasy Masterworks, and you can't buy it anymore because when he passed away in the early 2000s, apparently his parents like took the book off sale, took away all rights because they didn't agree. He was estranged from his family due to them being very religious and him openly not being. And so
that will be my fate.
Yeah, so apparently they took away all his books and everything. They're not available for sale. He wrote like a Star Trek book and stuff, and they're trying to get his stuff reprinted. And like Neil Gaiman was good friends with him, and like Neil Gaiman put out an article being like he was a really cool dude. Dragon Waiting's a great book, and I'm like 70, 80 pages into it. I'm like, it's really good, but I do not know enough about history to really like. I feel like if I knew about history, it would take me to being like, this book is amazing. Whereas at the moment, I'm like, this is really interesting. I'm just too small brain to understand it. So like, a part of me wants to read it and then send it to someone because it's just I just feel bad for this guy that's had his entire life's work boxed up and just put away.
That's
and
so
like,
sad.
yeah, and just no one's reading it. So,
Abby. Yeah, imagine if you wrote a book and it was actually really good, and then your family's like, "No, you are not religious. It shall not be published anymore."
Yeah,
it's like 8 books as well.
You shall not be published. Yeah, that is why I like Eddie LaRue this much, because she doesn't want to be forgotten.
Oh, but it does make me curious. Like me and Sophia went to this bookshop, and you see all these really like old books from the 80s, and some of them you've heard of. Like there's I don't know the Wheel of Time. There's some Guy Gabriel Kay. There's like authors that you've heard of that still get talked about now, and then there's authors that, and on the thing it says this is compared to Guy Gabriel Kay and The Wheel of Time or whatever. And I'm like, never heard of this book, but it must have been like done. It did okay in its time, and you wonder which books are going to be those ones that are the nowadays.
Yeah.
But there's loads of authors like that. Like,
This one.
Yeah, that one. Because there's like David Gemmell doesn't really get talked about anymore.
Yeah, no.
Raymond Feist. I've never read Raymond Feist, but like everyone used to talk about him, but now he doesn't get spoken about at all. It seems like a lot.
I talked about him
David Eddings
today.
Who's that, Sophia?
Eddings.
In my list.
Yeah.
Did you?
I have The Magician by Raymond D. Feist.
I have one somewhere. I just got it from charity shop randomly.
Yeah, you can't get that very easily anymore either. I think that's out of print too.
Joanna, did you hear my message about reading the book, The Dragonbone Chair?
No, I haven't heard your message. Sorry, not yet. You want to read it?
Yes. After
Okay.
Jimmy, I was thinking we could put it in between. Well, after like The Blackest Heart, in between that and the third book coming out.
You know what I got today, so you know what we're starting soon.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget.
Oh yeah, that one. But what
yeah.
about The Dragonbone Chair? Because Jimmy has sold it to me.
I've wanted to read it since. So there's this YouTube channel, and she does Game of Thrones stuff. I don't know if you've watched any of those channels before season 8. Her name's Gray Area, and she always talked about Dragonbone Chair and Memory Sword and Thorn, and I was like, I need to read it because Game of Thrones. And then now Jimmy today was like,
Jimmy has me sold.
I know. He's bad. He was like, we were talking about The Forgetting Moon, and the whole live show turned into you should read Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. So
do you want to read it?
Yes. When do you want to? Does anyone else want to join?
What is it?
It's fantasy. Don't even know. Wait, Dragonbone Chair.
It's sort of fantasy. I've heard there are secret passageways, and did you say religion?
You've won me over. Secret passageways.
Well, the secret passageways.
Awesome. How do you not like secret passageways? Okay.
Yeah, Sam, I messaged it to you as well. It was to Joanna. It was in our Forgetting Moon chat. I said, how about after we finish this Blackest Heart, we read the Tad Williams Dragonbone Chair books before the third Forgetting Moon book comes out.
So here's the plot. Kitchen boy Simon is bored, restless, and 14 years old, a dangerous combination. It seems, however, that his life has just taken a turn for the better when he's apprenticed to his castle's resident wizard, Fritz. As Simon's learning to read and write under Dr. Morgan's tutelage, forces greater than he could possibly imagine are gathering, forces which will change Simon's life and his world forever. Following the death of Good King John, Oxenard is plunged into civil war as his sons battle for control of the fabled Dragonbone Chair, the country's throne, as well as a symbol of its power. Simon is forced to flee the only home he has ever known, a journey which will test him beyond his worst nightmares.
Simon is a boring name, so I'm not interested. But the thing won the World Fantasy Award, so The Dragon Waiting. Why have I never heard of that before?
Exactly. Like, it seems like it should be around.
Yeah.
And it's really short. It's like 350 pages long.
Yeah.
That is excellent. Because I need to read shorter books.
That's what I thought. I originally,
what am I
when
looking
they were
at?
talking about it, they were like, "Oh,
This number.
Oh, what's happening?"
It's 801 pages for the first one.
Well,
oh yeah,
that's
Tad
like-
Williams is really long.
I mean, that's just like the same as the Forgetting Moon.
This is also true.
We like our long books.
This is true. Fine, Abby, I'm down. Let's do it. Sophia, you're supposed to stop me from saying yes to everybody read. I told you this.
Secret passageways. That's all I need to know.
Secret passageways.
That's all I need to know about.
So cute.
It's got secret
When you said
passageways.
that, you were like, okay.
That's a review unto itself.
So, quick question. Klaus, Wolf Hall is good for people who like historical fiction, yeah?
Yes.
Because my grandma loves historical fiction. I like to send her books as surprises, so I'm ordering that now. Thank you.
My great aunt also.
That's a lot of
Hillary
pressure
Mantel.
right now.
It's
Yeah,
very,
but yes.
very easy to please when it comes to books. I sent her a book that had been on my shelf for unread for like 15 years because it was historical fiction and I was never going to read it, about Genghis Khan. I can't remember, Wolf on the Plain or something by Connie Weldon.
Yeah.
I sent that to her.
Wolf of the Plains or some. I think there is
two
one.
names. Anyway, I sent it to her. She loved it, and so I bought her the rest of the series.
Yeah, Wolf Hall won the Booker Award, so the Booker Prize, or what's it called? So
I really want to read that.
The Golden Man Booker Prize. It won it twice in a row. So this one and the sequel both won it. So
okay, but
it's
Klaus,
a good
I have a
book.
question for you, because I'm not sure. So Wolf Hall is book 1.
Bring Up the Bodies is book 2. The Mirror and the Light is book 3.
Okay, because I thought that The Mirror and the Light, I saw somewhere it said that it was a combination of all the trilogy, and I was like, wait,
It's long enough to be that. Wait.
That's so cute. Yeah, I love them too. I'm also behind on Boxer.
I rearranged my bookshelves. I'm lost. Oh no, here it is.
I mean, that's why the Forgotten Moon is so good, because it has secret passageways, it has a gladiator pit, it has the religion, it has the prophecy, like it's got assassins, it's just everything you might want.
You just want to reread this.
It is this bigger than Dune, and it is also it's one of the biggest books that I own. It's a
behemoth.
I remember I went to my great aunt's when it came out, and she was using it as a doorstop. She was like, "It's too big. I don't want to read it right now. I'm using it as a doorstop."
I can't hold it up with one hand. I think it's too heavy. Seriously, but it's beautiful and amazing.
Yeah,
but the weakest one in the series, in my opinion.
I'm buying it on Kindle, Abby, because the paperbacks, I cannot find the cute ones, and they're all. So it's €3 on Kindle. I'm gonna get it.
Is that the Dragonbone chair?
Yeah.
To be fair, Klaus, I've recommended my mum Ken Follett and Hilary Mantel based on like you lot talking about them, and then well, at least the first one, and then
I was gonna get this edition.
We both have Dorothy Dunnett. Like we're both gonna at some point read Dorothy Dunnett. So you've won us over.
I've made an impact in my life. Yeah.
Wait, when are you gonna read Dorothy Dunnett, Ben?
I don't know. It's honestly, it was on my TBR, and then I realized there's so much. Like at the moment, the ones that I desperately want to read, I have 20 books on a shelf.
I know.
So I'm like, it's gonna have to be pushed back for just so I can get through some of these.
I feel
134.
Jeez. Like,
I felt like you were going to be like 100,
200 and something. I got spoiled for my birthday, and now I'm over 200. So this is all you guys' fault. Klaus, I opened the package that was yours. I did an unboxing. It's going to come out this week. And I opened it, and I was like, this is from Klaus. I already know this is from Klaus. Oh, my God. I was so excited. So excited. I'm so excited for all the books I got. Sorry, continue, Ben. You were saying about...
So you now have 200 unread books.
Oh, more than that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I have way more. 20 are just the ones that I want to read. Like they're the ones that when I choose a book, because I'm awful at making decisions, I just spin a wheel and I take it out of my hands. Like I can't stand the decision being on me, so I just spin a wheel and then make a game of it. And to be fair, I always get the book I least want to read consistently.
But then you know that's the one that you don't want to read, so you could just take it off the wheel and just do the wheel again.
Well, but then to be fair, I have cheated on the wheel 2 out of the 5.
You've cheated on the wheel?
I have cheated.
I have. To be fair, one of them was to read Dice of Loch Lamora because I got Emma, and I was like, I don't really want to read. I just read Pride and Prejudice. I don't really want to read another Jane Austen. So then Grace gave me an out where she was like, "You can read Lies of Loch Lamora and ignore the wheel." So I took it.
Good decision.
Apart from Lynch fans hated me. They hated me so much. It was hilarious. I don't think I helped myself because someone commented and they were like, I've read this book like 4 times and I have no idea what this guy's talking about. So I just commented back, it's because the video's in non-linear format. So sometimes people don't understand that. And I don't think they realized that it was a stupid joke and that I was just trying to be stupid. I didn't realize that Lynch fans wouldn't be able to take a joke. Considering
I didn't know that as well, because that is all these books are about.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I put a joke. I was like, they'll probably appreciate a joke at least, because Lynch is hilarious. And then the guy was not happy with me.
one day I will reattempt to read The Lies of Locke Lamora.
I started that book.
Have you DNF'd that?
I got to page
Abby?
60. I got to
Wait,
page.
I
Oh,
DNF'd it
man.
as well. I
Really?
DNF'd it at 75%.
Okay, that's what. So for me, it was
75%.
Klaus, I DNF'd it at that scene. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm DNF'd it at that scene where you're like, your jaw drops and you're like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, there are like 20 scenes of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. There's quite a few
I'll
of
message you
those.
later what it was. But I wasn't ready for that. I was only reading YA at the time, and I was loving the book. And then that scene happened. I was like, I'm done. I'm not reading this crap. And so I DNF'd
Oh,
it.
you mean the one with the cask?
I'm going to message you on Voxer right now.
yeah.
You
So,
message me on Voxer.
so I was very
Page
much at the
60.
beginning.
Let me check what page 60 is.
For me, I think it was the time, and it wasn't the book. Like, it was March of 2020. The world was ending.
Exactly time for
The world had just ended, yeah.
Yeah, the world had just ended, and I just wasn't in the mood, and so instead I read Cassandra Clare.
Oh, I prayed really to see that face.
I've never seen a man break like that.
Except when I made that Hestia video, then he was really sad and he cried.
Yeah, I just wasn't in the headspace for it.
Okay, this 2-hour live stream was worth it for this moment alone.
You've made me curious now what I was reading in March 2020. I'm gonna...
I just finished Crescent City, and I loved Crescent City, Sarah J. Maas, and The Lies of Locke Lamora. I was on holiday, and like the world was ending. I was in Austria. And it was the only other book that I had with me, and I was like, I guess I could attempt it. And then I just decided that I wasn't going to read because the world was ending until I got home. And then I got home, and I was probably had COVID because I was really ill, and obviously I just couldn't face it.
You obviously were ill, yeah.
So I just checked what I was reading in March of 2020, and the last book that I read in March was Annihilation.
How fitting.
In March, I know what I was reading during lockdown because it was a continuing Stormlight archive, and I realised that lockdown was getting to me. Where where someone walked in, I was working from home at the time, and I was like doing admin stuff, so I could just read all the time. And someone walked in of the scene of someone jumps into an arena for people that have read. Yeah. And they walked in, they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was blubbering, and I was like, "This is just so good." I was literally crying. No, I think the lockdown may be getting to you. And I was like, no, it's just really good.
I was reading Way of Kings in March 2020.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's the time I gave it 1 star.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Also, I've just read Joanna's message, and that is one thing that makes it so good for me, because I did not expect that.
Klaus, I was reading only YA at the time, okay? I was only reading YA fantasy, so I picked this up, like, oh yeah, fun adult fantasy, and then that happens, I was like, no, I'm done.
Oh, okay, I've looked back on what I read. So I read House of Earth and Blood, Sarah J. Maas. I then obviously I went on a bit of a romance thing, because I guess that's what I needed. And I read The Simple Wild, Chain of Gold, The Unhoneymooners, From Lukov with Love, and then The 10,000 Doors of January. So
did you like Simple Wild? I don't remember.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I've been watching a lot of romance recommendations lately, and that one keeps on coming up.
So yeah, obviously I was not in the right headspace for fantasy at the time, and I just needed romance.
Turn of the Key and Seven Husbands. Yeah, those are I love Seven Husbands, and I liked Turn of the Key.
Yeah.
Joanna, have you read The Unhoneymooners?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you read Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating?
Okay, let me tell you guys.
So good.
I want to tell you funny. Okay, another confession time. So I was reading Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating at work, and I was listening to the audiobook because I was doing a lot of I had a lot of paperwork that I needed to file and that I'd been putting to the side for like 6 months. And I was like, I really should file this. And it was an afternoon where I was like, okay, I'm taking the afternoon to file stuff. And so I had the audiobook on, but I didn't know if I had it on my computer or on my phone. It was because I kept on switching. And so my boss walks in during a fucking sex scene. And I was like pausing and unpausing. And then I was like, I just hope she didn't hear any of it. Because like, and then she went down on my dick or something like that. And I was like, no, stop it. I was so embarrassed. So yeah, that was
that line sounded something out of the Smut Boy 365 book.
It was okay. It was better written than that, but it was basically that. Defining right, that's life for him. I believe you. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh gosh.
We should make Klaus read romance.
Yes.
Abby, until you finish Last of Locke, I will not be reading a single romance book.
Oh, so it could be like a little. It could be a bet. Like,
if you finish Last of Locke, I will read Echomath.
Yes, I'm even willing to pitch in and read Locke as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
That's how much I love that book.
Okay.
Favorite book?
It's my favorite fantasy book, other than Lord of the Rings.
What would you? I was going to say, what about The Name of the Wind? Oh, I
prefer Gentleman Bastards over Kingkiller because there's one really outstanding Name of the Wind is outstanding, but Wise Man's Fear is just good. And both Lights of Loch Lamora and Red Seas Under Red Skies are brilliant, perfect books for me.
How many books are meant to be in the Lives of Loch Lamora?
7 or 8.
And he's got stuck at 3.
He's got stuck at 3, but I am really hopeful that we will get Thorn of Emberlane next year because unlike Martin and Rothfuss, he has actually been writing and has handed in his first draft already with his publisher. But I guess they aren't happy with the first draft, so they have to change that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I already own Loch Lamora, and I did. So I do plan.
You're reading it, Abby. I don't even care. You're reading it because I want him to read Echomath.
Can Buddy read that one with Ellen?
So when does Akamaf need to fit into your TBR? Like when can it when's it free in 2020?
Whenever you've read Last of Loch Lamora.
Okay, you'll make it fit.
Yeah, I'll make it fit because I want you to read that book till the end, so that I can destroy you for not loving it.
But what happens if you love Akamaf?
There is no world in which I would ever love Akamaf.
This world.
Have you read Akatar?
Mm-hmm.
I've read Akatar.
Oh, great.
I have a vlog. It's long.
You haven't watched my video. That's what that face was.
Y'all don't watch my content. Oh.
Everyone makes too much content. I have books to read, damn it.
Exactly. My watch later is out of hand again. It's like almost at 200 videos.
Oh my god.
You know.
Mine is like 20, but that's still too much.
It's like you notice when Joanna goes on a binge.
You know, I'm working out.
Yeah, she really is because she watches all of mine that she has missed after each other because then I get a comment and 10 minutes later the next comment. I know that she's been in my content.
For certain content. I'm like, today I want to watch Klaus. I'm in the mood for Klaus. And then I just watch a bunch of Klaus's stuff. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to watch Abby is my workout buddy. I always watch Abby when I'm working out, when I'm doing like fit, like muscle training. But I watch books with Brittany when I'm doing cardio.
I thought you were watching me when you were doing muscle training because you were like, oh no, I disagree. Now I have to do 10 push-ups or whatever.
Did I say that? See, I don't remember. I think I watched you once when I was working out, but then that means I was caught up on Abby at that time. Yep. You guys always keep.
So you never watch Ben? That's what you're saying.
Oh, Ben I watch almost as soon as they come out because they're short.
Yeah, depends on like 2 minutes. You can just squeeze them in. But the thing is, I know. The thing is, Ben, I've watched your video today, but you've already told me that it's got spoilers, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't watch it. It's got spoilers. Someone.
Oh yeah. I started watching that video. And I'm like, leave, go.
Yeah. I put it because someone commented. They were like spoilers, crying face. But I did put a disclaimer at the start, like in text, like spoilers for all of Stormlight, because it's hard to do it sometimes because you want people to click on the video, and you don't really want to put like full spoilers because of that. Because some people will be like, oh, well, full spoilers for what? Does it mean Stormlight? Does it mean everything? That type of thing. But then you can't start a skit by being like, this contains spoilers for these. But so I have to revert to just like text on the screen and just hope people read it. It's kind of like a prologue of a book. It's like, well, I put it there. If you choose not to read it, that's your decision.
You mean 5 prologues for Wave 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sanderson.
Well, maybe one day I'll be able to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
If I ever find a hardback of Words of Radiance.
Oh man, I owned the hardback for Words of Radiance for since it came out. I got it as a present for passing my GCSEs, and then didn't read it until 2020. I've owned it for like 6 years or like 5 years and just never.
Abby's smile is frozen on her face.
I'm just kicking myself because I'm like, Abby, you started reading Sanderson in 2014 when Words of Radiance came out in hardback. Like, you could have owned it.
Yeah. I literally only have it because my parents got it and they were like, well done for your grades. Here's a book. And I was like, thanks.
But maybe one day I'll find a copy.
With all the buddy reads you're signing us up for, you won't have time. Now you need to read Loch Lamora, we need to read Dragonbone Chair, Blackest Heart.
All the big books.
Yeah. Eye of the World, you're going to want to read that.
Maybe not.
I think the stupidest book I have on my TBR that I don't know why I have it there is Jerusalem by Alan Moore. It's massive. And the only reason I own it is because, first off, I love Alan Moore. Like, he wrote Watchmen and V for Vendetta, like loads of amazing comic books. And it's his first like novel he ever did. And I lived in Northampton where he lives. And the book is set in Northampton. It's like an 1,000-page epic set in like this crappy little English like town. And that's the only reason I want to read it. Is just
because you want to relive living in Northampton.
Exactly. Well, it's lamenting the fact I almost met Alan Moore because I was working in an insurance place at the time, and they had a charity auction, and one of the things was, I have it somewhere. It's from
Alan Moore.
Yeah, and it's signed by Alan Moore, and Alan Moore barely signs anything. Like it's pretty rare to find a proper like autograph by him. So I was like, I'll put a bid in, and in the end, I won it for less than the value of the graphic novel itself because no one in the company knew who Alan Moore was. So it was like, so I collected it, and the lady that gave it to me was like, she was a massive Alan Moore fan, and she was my like line manager. So she was surprised about it and stuff. And then I was talking about the story I was working on at the time was based, like, it was an idea I got after reading Watchmen. And then she read part of it and she was really interested. She was like, oh, well, like, well, I'm having lunch with him. I'll get you to come, like, we're having it across the street so you can come and meet him and stuff. And then COVID happened and I moved away. And it was like, oh, that is the saddest thing. So in an alternate timeline where COVID doesn't exist, I am friends with Alan Moore and go to the pub with him. That's my.
But you're not friends with us in that timeline.
And I've co-authored a book with him and written that smart book with Alan Moore.
Yeah.
Rather than writing 50,000 words for it and then shelving it. That's the better way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some alternative dimensions I'd just love to, you'd love to like be in, like where you've met Alan Moore, where
you have like a hardcover of Words of Radiance.
That's the dream timeline. It's just a Words
Yeah.
of Radiance hardback.
I've met Alan Walker. That's fine as well.
Isn't he coming to visit? Wait, he
Next
says
year.
he's coming to, exactly, and then
Next
he's
year.
coming down to visit me, and then you need to come with him. Yes.
No, he's coming to visit me, and you are just there too. That's how it is.
He's coming to Trier, so it's close enough, and you come down as well.
I know.
Unless he's just coming to London.
No, he's coming to Germany.
He's coming to Germany
Mm,
because Christina has family here.
yeah, but London. He was meant to be coming on a school trip here.
No.
Oh yeah.
Brexit, remember? Nobody wants to go there anymore.
I need
Yeah,
a
you do.
passport to come visit you, Abby. It's ridiculous. My passport ran out. Like I need to.
You said
new one.
you said you've already ordered a new one and it's arriving.
Yes, but I need to check how long it needs to be
Yes,
valid.
yes.
What are all these excuses?
No, I need to come to London as soon as I can.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I haven't been there since 2019, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's 18.
That's the last time I was there.
Well, the last time you were in London.
Yeah. I haven't been to London since lockdown and everything.
Whereabouts in the
But
UK?
then-
you from?
In London.
I live in Hull,
Oh, that's a bit of a way from London.
just a tad.
Yeah.
I was originally from Peterborough, then lived in Northampton, and now I'm in Hull.
Exactly. I was gonna say this. We need to do a London meetup.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You too,
Sam,
Ben.
when you're coming in October, aren't you? So, yes. Me and Sophia will definitely be there.
I want to come join you.
You can talk about Last Vlog tomorrow then.
I'm not going to
Well,
get to it. No, I'm not going to get to it in September. When do you expect me to read it?
Now.
Drop everything, Abby.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
So I'll drop everything now and go to bed because I have a football match tomorrow, and I need to be awesome. So.
And then it would be awesome. Okay.
What?
Okay, guys. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye,
Bye.
Klaus.
See you later.
Bye.
Wow.
Yeah, and Abby, we need to go to that book.
The book wholesaler. Yeah.
wholesale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that? Oh, wait. I think I've heard of this. Isn't that like a place where it's like an outlet for old books or something like that?
No, not old books. They're all brand new books. It varies what you can get, but
Did
you
you say it was like the first weekend of the month?
I think in October it's the first 2 weekends.
Do you want to go in October?
Yeah, we can.
Is it worth going to London for like just a weekend? Let me check.
I don't know because of the testing.
How does your testing thing work?
Plus, then there's the vague chance of the 1 week fire break lockdown, depending on when you're going in October.
What is that?
Not gonna happen.
They've been talking
Yeah, I
about
know, but
doing a lockdown during
Yeah.
the
I very much doubt it's going to happen, but it puts in that kind of ambiguity that makes it uncomfortable to travel. I imagine for people where they're like, "Oh, I don't want to spend this money and then not be able to go and stuff."
Well,
I
now
just feel like
come-
there's no point in doing like a weekend trip now. Like we went away for a week and it was fine. Like it was a faff. Doing all like coming back into the UK was a faff. Going to Greece was okay. Like their forms were fine, but doing all the forms for the UK was painful.
I
Like,
had nothing to do to come back. Nothing.
but like for the forms that we had to, it took us like an hour and a half, I'd say, because you have to do like the test, and then you have to do a passenger locator form, and you have to check in. But to check in, you have to have your passenger locator form. But to do the passenger locator form, you have to know your seat number, and to know your seat number, you have to check in. I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, how am I meant to fill in these forms? And they were like, well, you can do your passenger locator form without the seat number, then check in, get your seat number, and then you have to do your passenger locator form again. And I was like, what?
But why? Ridiculous.
In the end, I called them up and I was like, what's my seat number? And they're like, oh, we'll give you your seat number so you can fill your forms. And I was like, well, So it took ages to do those, and then you have to test 2 days before you come to the UK, and then 2 days after you arrive as well.
Awesome, that's sad. I hope he makes it. Ugh, that's so. I feel like maybe for you guys it's like a lot worse, because when I came back from Spain, it was just like, if you have proof that you're vaccinated for over 2 weeks, you're fine.
That was the same with me going to Greece. Like, I didn't have to do anything. I mean, we took a test before we left just to be like, we knew. But we didn't have to do anything to go there. I had to fill in a form, but it was a really easy form, unlike the UK one.
I did look into coming to visit you, Joanna, but I literally can't. It's like actually impossible to do for just a weekend because of the 2-day test on either side. Like, it's not possible to do it. If I came on a Friday and I was coming back on a Sunday, there are not 2 clear days for me to get a test before coming back to the UK.
You could get tested here, no? On the Saturday.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be 2 days before if I flew back on Sunday night.
But isn't it like maximum 2 days before?
Yeah, you can do it. It's just, it has to be within.
Oh.
It's max. Like, I did mine for Spain at 6 a.m. and I left at 10 a.m. So it's just like, it needs to be within that 48-hour period.
Yeah. But now we get stamped. Like, I got a stamp going into Greece on my passport.
Oh, nice.
I was like,
because
that's a collector's item.
I was like, what are they doing? They're stamping my passport. Yeah, so yeah. But annoyingly, I've got my passport's almost out of date. I need to get a new one. But like, I've got all these pages in this passport that they could use, and they put all of the stamps all on one page. I'm like, what is up with this one page? Like, just go to the next page. It's empty. And so I've got 4 stamps all like squished onto one page.
My favorite thing about my thing, I kept this passport because I have like my student visa from like America, so I kept it, and I have all my stamps for every time I went to America. I would like that.
Well, the Greece stamps aren't that exciting, but it's more just like that I got a stamp. I wasn't expecting it.
So, fun fact, you know how like when you go to America, like it's kind of like scary to go through security because they're so like strict. Then you're like, I can't breathe, just in case they think I want to live here and then they kick me out forever, you know? And so when I went the first time, the guy was like, took my passport and was like, I was like, oh crap, did I do something? Does he not like Portugal? Is there a problem with this? And then he's like, you're from Portugal? And I was like, yes. He's like, I think your passports are really funny because there's people in them and you could color them. And he was this guy who was huge, you know, like huge, like poof, like that. And he's like, oh, you could color these. I was like, okay. With an audiobook. Like, oh man, that was funny. I was not expecting that. I was really scared.
Oh no, Sam, you renewed that passport at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine goes out of date next April, so I need to renew it now because it's soon going to be within 6 months. So
I just renewed mine just after we left.
But I don't want an ugly blue one.
They're horrible. And there's like a million, that's an over-exaggeration, but there's like 6 photos in there. They put your face in it like 6 times. Is this necessary? I look the same in every single one.
It's the same picture.
It literally is the same picture.
Oh, and the thing is, I'm okay with the picture that's in my old one. Like I haven't changed that much in 10 years.
Well, I renewed it online and just uploaded a picture, and you have to do it against a plain background. So I had Lee take my picture against one of our white walls, and it was like very unhappy because it was like your face is blurry. I'm like, no, I'm just really fucking pale, okay?
Okay, maybe I have changed, but yeah.
Yeah, you have changed.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That was from 2012. I was only little.
Yeah, I think everyone hates their passport pictures.
You never have it. There's never a good passport.
No, it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, but this, I'm like, what was wrong with going on to another page? Like, why do you have to put 4 here?
And then you have like 100 million empty pages, you know?
Yeah, there's like, I was like, there's tons here. There's tons. My dad is the only person I know that had to get a new passport, not because it was out of date, but because he ran out of pages.
That is so cool.
That is very cool.
Oh boy.
But yeah, obviously they really want to use these first 3 pages, and the last page as well. Not the middle ones.
See, I agree. This is real.
I think I had that when I went to Canada. They were like, "Are you bringing anything in? Do you have any food in your bag?" I was like, "I have I don't know what I had. I had like
An Oreo.
a chocolate bar or something." I was like, "I have a packet of crisps." They were like,
I'm
Go on, sorry.
Oh, so I'm like the only person that I've only been abroad once when I was a kid,
Oh.
and that was to Belgium as a school trip. Like I've literally never been abroad. The only thing I remember from that trip to Belgium wasn't even in Belgium. It was on the bus back to the Eurostar, and I just remember that my chocolate had melted, and I was really sad. That's like the only thing I remember. Just being depressed.
Wait, so you've never even been to Paris or anything like that?
No.
I love how you've not even been to Paris, like the city that you think of that you have to go to. Paris.
Paris. To be fair, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump from the UK. Like it's not exactly.
Yeah.
But
I haven't been to Paris either.
But it's 2 hours on the train, Sophia.
I know. I just always get distracted by Disneyland. Like, I could go to Paris or I could go to Disneyland.
But you could do both.
Wait, so you've been to Disneyland Paris?
Like 7 times, yeah.
And you never got into the city.
I'm sorry. You went to Disneyland Paris 7 times, but you haven't been to Paris.
I know.
I
know. Yeah.
Like you forget your name because they make you so nervous, and then like.
The Eurostar is a dream.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't that also go to Amsterdam?
It does, yes, it does.
Oh, then I'm living in.
And it goes to Brussels and to Lille and Calais.
It is more expensive than flying, though, isn't it?
No, well, okay.
Depending on what airline you go with.
I haven't paid full price for the Eurostar for years because I get it through work, so I don't know how. I don't know how much it costs. It cost me £30 each way, so.
Oh wow, that's not.
I don't know how much it costs the average human.
I think it's like 120 quid.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
still
quite
okay.
expensive.
Like,
we always took the whenever my family went to France or anywhere in Europe, really, we always took a ferry because it's obviously cheaper.
We've done that before.
What if I take yeah, no, I still need a passport. I was like, what if I take a train to come to London?
Yeah, you still need
They won't check that. I'm traveling underground. It's sneaky.
Oh, but yeah, I'm gonna have to come to Paris. I'll have to come. I will.
You there?
Well, I feel like I have to go for longer than a weekend, but then I'm gonna be like, I don't know if my cousin would just let me like. Well, I mean, she'd probably be fine with me just staying in her apartment for like the week while she went to work. But I'd be like, what do I do for a whole week by myself in Paris?
Come to Luxembourg.
What? Just extend? But then you'll be working though, won't you?
If you tell me that you're coming, then I will take off. Of course, I would not just let you stand here with Starkey. You can pet my cat all day.
You can stare at my bookshelves at me all day.
Yeah, you can read Lies of Locke Lamora.
The other thing about coming to Luxembourg was I looked it up, and the flight itself was fine, but me getting from my place to the airport and then getting from the airport in Luxembourg to your place was just like 3 times as long as the flight.
I would pick you up because coming to my place from the airport is ridiculous. I would pick you up.
Yeah. Well, even here, like, because the only London airports basically the only London airport I could use to come to Luxembourg is Stansted, which is, I don't even know why it's called London Stansted because it's not in London, it's in Essex, for starters. And it's a pain in the ass to get to. It's like the other side of London and further.
Oh yeah, no. No one wants to go to Stansted or Luton.
I had to use that one when I went to London.
I can't remember.
What's wrong with Gatwick?
Let me check Skyscanner.
Yeah, but the last time I went to Paris we went for New Year 2019. I've got family that live there, so it's very cheap for me to go because I just pay for the travel on the train, which I get through work, and then I have the accommodation all set up. But like we went for New Year and I got the whole family our cheap tickets. So it was a very cheap New Year's getaway. And then the world ended.
And then the world ended.
So you can fly out to Luxembourg only from Stansted, and you can fly back to London into either Stansted or City.
That's weird.
Stupid. And like nobody.
Are there any other airports near Luxembourg?
I checked that too.
Paris. Just go to Paris, Abby.
At the moment, I could get a flight on Ryanair from Stansted to Luxembourg for £7 return. £7.
Why aren't you
like 5 times that for the train to Stansted?
£7 return.
£7. Look.
Wait,
you know that's going to be a trustworthy flight.
Did you? That's
well, it's Ryanair. What do you expect?
The wings are wobbling before you take off.
That flight is empty as well. Like
yeah. You're like the only customer.
Yeah, who the fuck is going to Luxembourg?
No. But that's not even. You're not even covering the taxes on that. The taxes are going to be like at least £30. Just in your airport tax to leave the UK and to land in Luxembourg.
Yeah. Well, £7.
You know what you need to do? You need to go with Abby with the train to Paris, and then both of you come down.
How long is the train from Paris to Luxembourg?
It's I think less than 2 hours.
Okay.
If you use the TGV.
Is it out of Gare du Nord, Gare de l'Est?
Gare de... Wait, I'm gonna tell you because I just have my tickets for next time. So I think it's Gare de l'Est, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. But I'm not sure.
You book with Ryanair directly. The flight is £10.
Oh, what a charge!
Dang.
Have a word.
And this is like flying out on Friday and coming back on Sunday.
So you really are going for the weekend. You're gonna, but the thing is, you're gonna spend so much more on doing all the testing that you need to do.
Well, that's it. I don't even know how much the testing is, to be honest.
We booked it like through TUI, through the travel company, and it was £20 each for our 2 tests. For the antigen test that we took before flying back to the UK, and for the PCR one, which was day 2, so which we did yesterday.
It's 2 hours with the train, Abby, and it is. Wait, why don't you tell me which gare? Couldn't find my tickets. Recherche en cours. Okay.
Well, when I do come, I will make sure to time going to Paris or going to Luxembourg at the same time.
Yes.
Because it will make it worth it. There's no point coming over for just a weekend. Might as well come over for a week and do two places at once. But don't worry, I won't go to Germany and visit Klaus.
I would be very sad if you picked Klaus over me. I would cry. Not that I don't like Klaus, as proven by the fact that he was here. But yeah, no. There's so many people I'd want to visit. Like I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, but Alan and Jesse and Leslie and Evie, they all met up, and I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this. We're going on a beach holiday all together.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we should.
I'll organize it.
Yes.
It's much easier for me to organize the Brits and then the new Joanna. Like, I can book all us.
Let me know. That would be so cool. I already told Melvin that this was happening, by the way.
I am going to have to leave you to it.
Yeah, I think we'll.
Yeah, I think we'll go offline, and then if you girls want to still chat, then we can, but we'll go offline.
Yeah,
I'm going on a beach holiday. You can come too, Ben. You can come abroad.
You better come. Yeah. Then you'll go abroad again for the second time in your life.
There you go.
There ain't no party like a booktube party.
Then I'll be able to have a sunburn back, and then we'll have another story to tell. It'll be amazing.
Exactly.
We'll have to make sure your chocolate doesn't melt this time.
Absolutely. If it does, I'll rage, to be honest.
Devastated.
Yeah. You'll see tears.
But you'll remember it because there'll be vlogs for the whole trip.
Absolutely.
So you will always remember the whole trip.
And let's be real, there's no way I'm not eating that chocolate immediately. There's no way it's melting.
Like why did the chocolate even melt? Like, what were you like?
It was that my mum was like, you have to bring some back with you for the family. You have to share it round. And so then that was like the chocolate we were meant to share. And then it was just the coach was unbearably hot. I just remember the kid sitting next to me was sick. And the place was sweltering. They wouldn't open windows because apparently they couldn't on the Eurostar or something. And then it was just sweating. Are we there yet, Son? I just remember being like, this is terrible. I've never wanted to punch Ice Cube more in my life. It was just the worst. And then the chocolate just melted in the heat. And then I got home and I was like, this really caps an experience. It was a trip to see a war memorial as well. It wasn't exactly like, let's go visit a chocolate factory. It's let's go commiserate over a fallen. And it was just like, why are you taking kids to this? It was a strange choice. Having the idea of taking 45 kids to go to a war memorial in a different country, there's no way that's going to go well. And my only memory of it is not a stirring feeling for my country or the people lost. It was that my chocolate melted. That's the thing I took away from that experience. And I think that's patriotic of me.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll leave you to it.
On this note, we're going to go offline. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of this live show. And until next time, bye.